What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You don't know, it's your boy King again. They are chat the damn thing again. And as you can see, people, from the title, you don't know, some big clash are going on in Jamaica. Some huge, mega clashes. You get me? I say, but they are with a huge clash. You don't know, for the dancehall fans, them, you don't know, reggae, dancehall, Tamil Lee, and massacre clash. But guess what, people? The clash just reminded me of what I go on at the space. You get me? I say what I go on at the Reggae Boyz space. You don't know. The Reggae Boyz themselves, the fans them. I think the fans has been divided amongst each other for a number of reasons. Not only the appointment of the new coach, but there's a lot of division going on, I think, and want really put those divisions to an end, basically. So this show is for really put some things to an end once and for all. You get me? I say. For me personally, I'm tired of if I hear Rudolph Speid name one more time, may I tell you, if I hear Rudolph Speid name one more time, may I tell you I have a fit. So really those things to end once and for all, and we are move forward right now. So anybody know want to move forward, we are move forward. You get me? I say people roll out the black, the red, gold, and green. You get me? I say thing they know, the red, gold, and green. And again, remember, say what they always say the red, gold, and green jersey. They must say the red, gold, and green jersey. I got the Reggae Boyz jersey at World Cup. And remember, people, we are got a World Cup. We are got a World Cup. I know, say when I believe, I know, say everybody's spirits down a bit. But we are got a World Cup. And tomorrow is the World Cup draw. Remember this. Tomorrow is the World Cup draw. We're going to see the group where Jamaica possibly can be drawn in after we kick in New Caledonia face. Then we're going to boom and kick in Congo face. After we kick in them two face there, we are going to work up, and tomorrow we're going to see which group we're going to drop in. You see me? So get ready for that, people. Remember, tomorrow the big bad draw. But we are end the clash once and for all, people. We are end the clash once and for all. And also, we have a few people on stage. We have a few people backstage. We have a few guests. Them are join. Fasca is currently in the building. Fasca, what say you?
Yeah. So thanks to all the viewers for joining, tuning in wherever you are. Home on the road, get home safe, stay safe in your house. Yeah. So get up to speed. We have a special guest on the show tonight. Go by the name of Justin Credible. Justin Credible. So meaning he's credible enough, right? So
Hold on. A good introduction for the guest. I'm bring on the guest then, like how you introduce the guest. So go ahead. Just incredibly is the guest in the building.
Man, when I hear the name, you know, say about BallPreetV source that I don't want to give out too much apart of that. So people look out for other things, good things, good information, everything. As we say in the same self, just incredible enough.
Just incredible. Hold on, people. Give me 1 second. Let me add my guest to the show, you know what I mean? Because we're going to talk some football tonight. 1 second. I'm going to add my guest. I'm going to remove this and I'm going to add my guest. So, just incredible, them said the man himself. What says you? I'm going to edit the background. We're there to talk some football tonight. We are build back a vibe in the space. The man say name just incredible, you know, say anything we say, we have to take it as credible news, you get me, I say, because the man himself, Oscar. But introduce yourself to this space. Which team you bring? You see me how long you watch Reggae Boyz football and them something there. What go on?
Alright, so my face not show it, but a long time I do this. So my real name is actually Rashid Parchment. You might know me from the Jamaica Observer. You might hear me on Edge on Fridays with Burgerman. On the Burgerman show.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan at heart. Die-hard Arsenal fan. And die-hard Reggae Boyz fan. A lot of people say them support Brazil or Argentina or France, whatever. Jamaica my side alone. One national side, man, one club. So Jamaica and Arsenal. I'm a support Jamaica from 1996. Remember the first game I watched was when Colombia come to Jamaica and Bibi Gardner score and I beat them 1-0. 1996. So from then I support it.
1996. People, that man I tell lie about him age, you know. There's no way upon earth this man I care. See, I support Jamaica when you're about 2. Yeah, that man I support Jamaica from about 2 or
from
3.
10. Or before we turn 10.
Yeah, man, when they have a tags of football, I'm welcome the
Yeah, man.
knowledge you get me on because one will a knowledgeable discussion, cause you don't know it's been a lot. It's been a lot to go under the space as you can see for yourself.
Yeah.
And the truth is we are trying to move forward in a good spirit. Here we are gonna ash out a few things. We need to ash out and we're also well on which publications are you from?
Jamaica Observer.
So you know I know something ironic now because I'm gonna also play that Jamaica Observer interview one last time. You can't
Which
make
one?
this up, people. That's literally what the interview with Speed. May I just play it one last time because I know a lot
Yeah.
of people has already played it. So I'm gonna play that Jamaica Observer interview with Speed one last time because here's the thing. A lot of people had said previously that they wanted to hear from Speed himself. May have a famous what you call it now. There's somebody famous in the comment section by the name of J.A. Hummingbird. Is an empress, and she has said a few things. She has said one that Speed needed to come out and actually have his say because, as you know, the people the fans them did really divided by that. So the fans them really wanted to hear from the horse's mouth. Why for that for want of a better word, but the fans wanted to hear from the man himself. I think he did an interview. I'm not sure if it was with you, Justin.
Oh, that with me. What my colleague? But I
One of
already
your colleagues.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you're aware. So, really, I'll go over the interview and more because there's a few things that I've been addressing myself. And one of the things I think that I wanted to address, I'll go through the interview, address a few things from it, and end this once and for all. As you can see, I titled the show Clash Ends for a reason because today at the last day me plan to talk about this, right? And now we just move forward.
For now anyway, because the Reggae Boyz always pump that news. So for now.
For now, yeah man, I'm not even talking about, so it's not about the Reggae Boyz per se, what I'm saying that this is the last time I'm talking about it, but as it relates to the whole Rudolph Speid thing with the fans them. Because as you know, they let me find the right word. The appointment has divided a lot of fans in terms of a lot of fans has been divided up by the appointment. So for that in itself, we just want to, but I really just want to go over the interview and really show some things. Also, I want to also big up Mount Pleasant because we see where Mount Pleasant took home the Caribbean. You were at the game?
No, I wasn't at the game. I was watching on TV just like everybody. But
no man, not like everybody else. Me did the game. What do you mean by just like everybody?
Well, all right. So me couldn't do that because me not work at the time. So my work, my ride along with because me have to work and watch. Yeah, all right. I have to make the bread, you know. So
all right, I have to make the bread. That's true.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the game that one same time. So I couldn't do two places one time.
Okay, yeah, that and I get that. I get that a lot from actual media person. But before we jump into the show, I've asked a few media persons this: what is the divide between new media and traditional media? What you think is the major thing that have a divide in a way? Because not only in Jamaica, right? Sure,
the
whole entertainment space, and I've already talked to a few of your colleagues, and them tell me some of the main concerns are things like credibility, things like fact checking. But what's a major concern as it relates to you, where you see there's a divide between what you call it, the new media and traditional media?
All right, so with new media, the thing is, it offers anybody the chance to have a platform. Once you have a phone or a laptop, I have a camera on it, connection. You hearing me?
Like you have some Wi-Fi connection problem.
Yeah, I think my visual again. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing you now. Go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
So
hearing
as I was saying, with new media, anybody can be what we call a citizen journalist as long as you have internet connection and a device with a camera. But the problem is that with that is that because anybody can do it, it doesn't mean that everybody has the capability to do it. And what I mean by that is to be what we consider a true journalist, you have to be trained. So when we say about training, not just learn to write, but understand ethics involved in how you write. Because yeah, you can get information that you can put it out there, and what you're saying can be true, but you have to be mindful of how you put it out there and the impact that what you're saying, what it might have on the people you're reporting on, or what you're saying it about. Because some things you can say can get the person you say in trouble because it might pose a safety concern to them, or it can even pose a safety concern to you yourself where you're not sure of. So a lot of people in the space are doing this because they want to be a part of. They want, on X was said in the know. A lot of people
you. Yeah.
want to be known as in the know, but you have to have the right training. And the pushback from traditional media is that most of the personnel in traditional media, not all, but most, have been trained and have the experience to know how to handle news when it comes to you and how to disseminate it to the public. So a lot of the problem we see now is credibility versus timeliness. So while a man will have him phone and be somewhere and get news and just put it out right away, I'm not call names, but you have the pages on Instagram and even YouTube, wherever, that then something might happen on the road and them see it up in like 5 minutes, everybody's seeing it. But them don't take information and process it properly. So what that means is that the traditional media now will take information and verify it, fact check it, run it. Sometimes, even if needs be, might even run it by a lawyer to make sure that what they're saying doesn't defame anybody. So the time that take to do it, it might take an hour or so, it may be even longer. Um, by the time we go through the proper ways and put it out there, the information is already out there from another source. So that is the clash that we have because we want to make sure that everything we're saying is true and is safe. While another man just say, yo, me want to be the first to break this, and that is where we find all the problem. I say
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. So while we can understand that, and that is there's a lot of truth to that, right?
Mm.
However, I just say about by the time you guys post it, it's already out there.
Yeah.
Would you say that there's some pushback because then it's already out there, and ideally traditional media would want to be the first, and traditional media is no longer the first source because it would already have been out there. Whether or not that
I would
person,
say no longer. Like in some cases, because
yeah,
in some cases, new media beat traditional media, but you still have cases where traditional media beat the new media. Because when you have been doing it for a number of years, you establish yourself, and certain people will only talk to you because they trust you. Whereas a vlogger now, if you go to a certain sporting authority or an athlete, then they might say, boy, I don't know you and I'm not sure how you're gonna put me out there. Whereas a man where I report or write about it for 10, 15, 20 years, them know your work. So it's not necessary that you must beat us, but sometimes the traditional media have the advantage where you have the trust and they will come to you with an exclusive as opposed to somebody that them don't.
So I have a
okay,
question. I have a
Yeah,
question in
man.
regard to that. A follow up
okay.
on what you just said a while ago about traditional media. So it's safe to say that traditional media have their sources, one would I say, most likely, if not 100% unlimited, to gather information that the new media will never ever be able or have access to. So you can use traditional media can use that as their way or means of like getting their information out there because it is credibly enough to say, okay, yes, we are certain. So this is what is happening, opposed
Yeah,
to the new media.
to some
Go ahead.
extent, but I wouldn't say it's unlimited because your relationship with your source can break down. Or is it just be a matter of where, for instance, you have a good relationship with a sporting association president, and then say them don't stay in office for long. So after them serve their term, maybe a new president come to the fore, and then you have to build that trust again with this new person. But at the same time, a vlogger can, if you're working long enough, if you hone your craft long enough and you are do your thing long enough, take a man like MG Sports, for instance. He's been doing it so long that people starting to see him at the events and see him have a presence now. So over time, if you keep doing what he's doing, then you gain credibility too. So it's not to say that new media cannot gain credibility. You can, but you just have to stick with it. I just have to make sure that what you're putting out is trustworthy enough over a long enough period of time where people know that you're not going to defame them and you're not going to spread propaganda or spread false information about them. So once they say a body of work over time that they can trust, then you're good. Whether
Yeah.
they're traditional or new.
But when you look on the wider scheme of things now, and you look overseas and you look on a person like Fabrizio Romano, which Fabrizio
Yeah.
Romano is basically the number one journalist in a world we call it football right now.
For
I think
transfers
that is
anyway.
for transfers, and I would say for
Yeah.
more because not only limited to transfers, but for
Yeah.
mostly transfers. But looking at a Fabrizio, and then I don't know if he has ever been on Sky Sports, but I know that Sky Sports from time to time brings on like some of the most popular, what you call it now, YouTubers, them and stuff,
Yeah.
because they see where that adds value to them. So you foresee like that happening in the local space as well?
Yeah, and it has happened. I know that the because you can't just keep doing what you're doing as traditional media the entire time and expect that it will always work. Because 20 years ago, the people that would follow traditional media 20 years ago or 30 years ago, they're aging. And obviously a lot of them are no longer with us. So you have to move with the times and with the audience as well. So people who were kids back then are adults now and them consuming the news in a different way as opposed to when they were children. So you have to be
Yeah,
catering to them too. So you have to roll with the times and move with what people want. And in order to do that, you have to work with the people in the space that understand that. So there's there's no I don't see an issue with traditional media working with people from new media to collaborate and make sure that they have good, relevant, fresh, quality content for people. And I've seen it happen. I've seen cases where my media house and even other media houses work with YouTubers and social media influencers to bring relevant content. And it's just the way that the world is going now. That everybody, yeah, integration is important and everybody have to collaborate to stay relevant.
yeah, definitely. So we're actually jump right into the interview so we can take bits of it. And as I said, for me personally, how I say this, I just want to put this behind us. But before we go into the interview, what you make of the Reggae Boys campaign though? In terms of what you make of it? Give your opinion,
Yeah.
what your say on
So
it.
so somebody who don't know me will probably think I make this up, but people will know me because as we say a long time I watch ball. And me know Steve McLaren from my coach Middlesbrough from like the early 2000s. And me know what Steve McLaren is about. Me know him limitation. I remember one time, sorry if this will be a little rambling, but I remember one time when Middlesbrough played Arsenal and it was in our final days at Highbury and Middlesbrough get 7 from Arsenal. And well, the game are go on. Steve McLaren just sit down. I'm not sit down there dugout, sit down on the steps at Highbury with him hand on him jaw, so just a look for the game are passing by. And that is Steve McLaren in a nutshell. I remember when Steve McLaren there England, you have a man like David Beckham, Frank Lampard, Stevie Gerrard, Paul Scholes, Wayne Rooney, Ashley Cole, John Terry, all of them. He couldn't qualify them for Euro 2008. I remember the specific match where McLaren failed to get them in because they played Croatia. Croatia just need a draw and England need to win. And Croatia came to Wembley and drew. And England knocked England out. And that night, Steve McLaren just stood on them umbrella, saw a look and watched the game passing by clueless. Steve McLaren last job before taking the Reggae Boys was in 2019 as a manager by Tottenham. Then he moved back to being an assistant because he started out as Fergie's assistant at Manchester United. So he came full circle and Ten Hag was his assistant when he was at 20. Then he became Ten Hag's assistant at Man United. So when the JFF hired him on July 31st, 2024, remember the place I was when I heard that McLaren got hired. I'm saying, what? Of all the people you can name, because I didn't want to hear say is a Miguel Coley or a Jesse Marsh. We can get into that why after. But when we hear some McLaren, they said no. And why I say that is that I had my issues with Jaime Halgrimson as a head coach. I didn't think him too defensive. I think him too timid in tactics. And when we hear say Steve McLaren coming in, I thought it's just Halgrimson ball point 2.0. And I said famously this campaign now going away because we know Steve McLaren is about. Everybody say you too negative. All the rate are Arteta the only coach the rate, whatever. Sorry, that's not. Jamaica first game, Nations League, they play Cuba. And I remember I was on here with a colleague and them asked the prediction. My colleague said Jamaica will win the match 6-love. And I said 6-love and Steve McLaren, which Steve McLaren team you know beat up team 6-love. So I said 1-love and they're gonna be the only reason I said 1, I become kind to Jamaica. Jamaica draw the game 0-0 and it was a 10-man Cuba team. Because Cuba they get a red card at like the 35th minute. And Jamaica couldn't break them down. I said this is the side I will come. And yeah, they win every game in the first round of the qualifiers. But them win never convinced me at all. And when we see the group draw with Curacao, Bermuda, Trinidad, they said, yeah, Jamaica on paper should get by, but I don't trust the Jamaica team. And so said, so done. Them let me down in every way.
So in regards to a question regarding to Steve McLaren,
yeah.
At what point did you realize that Jamaica should have gotten rid of him before this catastrophe happened to us?
All right, so how would I answer the question then? Because I never did want him hired in the first place. So if them could have sent him back on the plane the very next day after them hire him, we don't want that. But you have to just work with what you have. And I was hoping, because McLaren always said that his biggest problem, and I think it was his biggest problem to the midfield. In midfield, too defensive. And I was hoping that if he could get the right players into the midfield, then maybe we start seeing different footballer play. Because when you have people like John Ross is an okay footballer, defensively good. Everybody are fine. But when you have the two of them plus Isaac Hayden in there, and nobody like a ball playing midfielder like a Daniel Johnson. And I think the Jamaica stopped playing good football from the dash with Daniel Johnson. Remember the Rocks? Daniel Johnson.
Yeah, man, we know Daniel Johnson. You see Daniel Johnson have 2 assists. 2 assists Daniel Johnson have over the weekend, by the way.
See that. From get to time we stop playing good football. So I was hoping that we'll get him back or somebody similar to Fims plays than the team. But when we see we went to the World Cup in the summer and the football looked the same, we said, boy, too late now. And the only thing we can do is just hope and pray say it'll work out. I never did. And I remember speaking to Michael Ricketts the day after I did Panama the beat we done. The last game we knocked out.
The last game, yeah. Panama
I remember speaking to him after that and I said to him, what is the plan here? And he said to me that something drastic will have to happen, something have to change. So I said, does that mean the manager have to go? And he said, absolutely not. And I could understand because, of course, some be diplomatic. I can't come out and say, either push that, fire, whatever. But given the timing of it, because qualification did resume in September and then they have like 3 months to get ready. So there's no way you could have fired the coach and get a new coach in, get him to implement his system. You know, no window in between that. And well, you probably have an August window in between that, but it's not enough time to get a team ready with a new coach. So you just have to stick with them where them have a fine-tune it. So I understand where they're coming from there, but it shouldn't have gotten there because I think instead of trying to find somebody that understands the local system, local players, and CONCACAF, they just look at a big name. And figure say.
And while on big name, I'm glad they go right back there. So because you talk about initially when he got hired. So I can remember initially when Steve McLaren got hired.
Yeah.
I'm think to myself, right, Jamaica can get them big name coach. You never think that to yourself. Be honest.
No, because I've seen it before. We got Bora Milutinovic, probably the biggest name Jamaica ever got. Bora Milutinovic in 2005. And I don't know if you're too young to remember that or not, but
people that guess ya. Maria that guess ya. That guess yo. I made it there all along. Yo, people that say that guess ya for your be a shot palm tonight. Me not think Bora they have. Me not think Bora have name like Steve. Come on, Justin.
Hold on.
Justin
Bora Milutinovic is the only coach in history to get 5 different teams to the World Cup.
Say my bigger name than Steve McLaren.
Bigger name. Maybe a bigger name. Hold on. All right. Me walk mixed up. When we say bigger name, I don't mean in terms of popularity. What I talk about in terms of resume and credentials.
Okay, now you're talking. Yeah. But in terms of popularity.
Yeah, but popularity is not enough for me. Because Michael Antonio was a big name in that team and me never want him in that team either because I don't think him contribute enough. I'm tired of Jamaica going after big name with nothing. what the pick them on the side where me have an issue with.
Yeah, we're gonna get there, cause me I go I know, me gonna tackle you, me gonna bust Elias over here, me
Yeah.
gonna tackle it.
How mention Michael Antonio? No, we know sir, a lot of people upset with that.
Yeah, we're gonna get there, we're gonna get there. But
Yeah, man.
agree it. To me, big name in terms upon we call it now in terms of recognition, in terms of name on paper.
All right, let me ask you a question though.
Yeah.
What recognition do for it? You get a coach, everybody know. What that do for it?
No, I agree, you know, when I reach this yet, you know, me I tell you say, I couldn't believe, but no, what do you mean, Sir P say something, Sir P say. Yeah, may I say, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, so I think as Sir P said, if Jamaica can afford him, you know, say the name is a washed up coach or something like that. But in regards to name, I was very surprised. I was really surprised because at the time, remember, you know, it was being touted so we get a former Manchester United manager. So people started speculating if we're gonna get Steve Bruce. And I think the last name people started saying it was gonna be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But hearing Speid talk about these things over interview, and they must say some coach want 100,000 US a month, and the JFF can't afford that. They say, okay, you know, now you understand the thought process behind that. But here's the thing. I understand you saying that you never wanted from day one, but me, do you understand the thought process of why that coach was selected in that first place?
Yeah, I do, and I still agree with it. Because for what they want to do, they could achieve with a different coach. And what
was the aim? What was that? What you think they wanted to do?
They wanted to strengthen the squad, and they wanted somebody with a vast understanding of the British network and the diaspora players. So somebody who understands local football enough, plus the knowledge of the England network, the scouting pool over there. So that is what they want. But I thought it was not that it was a wrong approach, but it wasn't just what they should be looking at. Because from my opinion, Steve McLaren came here thinking this was a workation. Because he never even lived here. Him figure said, CONCACAF I want to easy, bat up and catch confederation to play now. And my opinion of CONCACAF is that while you know the England and France and Germany, that is confederation is still a tough confederation because what makes CONCACAF unique and difficult is warm weather teams like Jamaica, Trinidad, etc. versus cold weather teams, Mexico, Costa Rica, US. Because you know they say when we play US anymore, they don't carry a Florida, they carry a Denver or Ohio. They cold place there. And when US and Mexico come at the Caribbean come play, it's difficult for them. So a European coach don't necessarily understand that, and that is why Pochettino also struggle with the US. Because they don't get the nature of CONCACAF. And I think what the JFF should have done, while you want to get somebody that can unlock the potential to bring in players from overseas, you need somebody that also not only understands the nature of CONCACAF, but respects it. I think they should go for a man like Jesse Marsh. And to pay him, I don't think it necessarily have been a problem because after we announced, around the same time we announced McLaren, Canada announced Jesse Marsh. And from what I understand, it's not the Canada Football Association paying him. It's the 3 MLS clubs banding together to pay Jesse Marsh. It means that them funds limited to, just like Jamaica, and then manage to get it done. So I think if you're smart enough, you could have found the right person. Miguel Cole is another name I didn't want because, as I said, Jamaican, and those Jamaican ballers, possibly some of the players in our team would have come out in JC team when work with them from the little youth, and him understand CONCACAF, and him in the system before as shaper assistant coach. So I think that's the route them should have gone. But I understand what they did with McLaren. I just never think it was the right time.
Okay, definitely. All right. So before we move on, I have to say big up to people in the comment section. People, that was co-host Faske. I don't know, but people big up on themselves. Alex in the building. Kemo in the building. Dan in the building. Danny Jed in the building. Slingstone in the building. People on the smash the like button because you don't know once the host day over here we now go. Unless you drop the super chat, then people I can't stop really for take as much comments. We're gonna take a few comments in the back end, but one time. We have a first guest. You see me? You see that ball here, people? That ball here, I rate him dribbling. He might dribble with precision. Them ball here now dribble like we call it. No, where the ball with it there? Man City and him gonna Everton. No, where I say him
Grealish,
dribble.
Jack Grealish.
Grealish, yeah, you're not dribble like Grealish. You dribble more like a Doku.
Yeah,
You get me? I
yeah.
say a
Some man
Doku
actually
dribbling.
shade, you know, brother. Some man actually shade, but it's alright. It's alright,
No,
man.
him
I
not give me
want
a
it still.
him not give me a Jack Grealish dribbling. Him not give me some Doku dribbling, some direct dribbling. And we
Say
have to
now,
rate
you
it.
know which baller.
Which ball Jack Grealish? Let me
No,
in.
we are comparing to.
Doku, you dribble like Doku, you dribble like Doku, a Doku dribbling, you give me some
Oh,
direct
me.
dribbling.
I'm me attack.
Yeah,
Oh,
you me
oh, oh,
ball,
oh.
you know, people, you know, say the ball are new to the terms, them people. A ball are knocking, a ball
Yeah,
game, a ball pre-TV, you know, say you have to get used to the term, them, the dribbling. Say if you're over dribble and a man boss yes, I just saw it, God. A ball game we play
yeah,
over here still. No.
yeah, yeah.
You
I
see me?
get you though. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, big up yourself, Elite Sports. Big up yourself to our true legend in the building, Tycoon active in the building. Flavor Max said this guest must be an Arsenal fan.
Don't
Very
know.
smart.
Don't know.
But yeah, back to the bar game now. Back to the bar game. So yeah, so Steve McLaren was hired. What do you say now about the federation hiring Steve McLaren in terms of, I just say you understand what they might come with in terms of tapping into the diaspora players. But did it work out? Did you think we recruited enough diaspora players? Do you think it actually worked? The trick actually worked? Yeah, the trick of not going to work up automatically.
Yeah.
That didn't work. But what about the recruitment side of it?
So it was easy to recruit players, but I don't think they recruited the right players. Because as I said, we still needed a ball playing, ball winning midfielder, a box to box player, somebody that can run with the ball, somebody have the vision to pass the ball in short spaces. Also knock a long ball over the top to a man like Steve Pass. But the recruitment, I don't think the recruitment was right. And why I don't think the recruitment was right, because as I said, I don't rate Steve McLaren as a coach. Never said that. I'm not afraid to say that. And I remember when Hal Grimson quit, the night him quit, him said him leaving him database behind with all the players' information for the next coach behind him, take it up and run with it.
Yeah.
And me, I think to myself, say, I never rate Hal Grimson football anyway. So the next coach I come supposed to take that and dash that way. However, Steve McLaren come and remember now, this is Hal Grimson's last press conference. Steve McLaren, very, very first press conference, him said, him look on the database and him have a phone conversation with Hal Grimson about it. And him said them have a good conversation. I said, same thing what I said, Hal Grimson football, Grimmy Ball 2.2. I used to call him football, Grimmy Ball. I'm saying Grimmy Ball 2.2 this. However, look on Joel Latimer there in the midfield, I said, and the same thing what I do. Same style of play. And when you look on the midfield, built up with defensive players, and not just defensive midfielders, you know, but defenders, actual centre backs, functioning as defenders, because Joel Lattenberg there is not a natural midfielder. He's a centre back for Coventry. And we bring him in and play him as a midfielder. Later on in the campaign, Ian Frey from Inter Miami. But think them only the only reason them hired them bring them in and because I'm a Messi teammate and I'm a local club. Me, that are my thoughts, funny.
Your thoughts.
Yeah.
Ian Frey, man.
Ian Frey is a defender. And when you look at him play like a defender in a midfield. Because him rough, him physical, and him not ramp for playing tackle. Whether them tackle they effective, I don't know. But he's not the type of midfielder you want. And I thought the recruitment got it wrong because they weren't getting balanced players. So if you're going to get the defensive midfielders, fine. The only player I saw in the midfield that looked like a ball play, the close to a ball play midfielder, was Casey Palmer. And Casey Palmer took way too long to find him space in this team and find the way he want to play. Because I thought Casey Palmer's best game for Jamaica was against Bermuda, the first game against Bermuda. And I think that is when it really started to settle down. And then injury take over and it we not really seen since that. But Casey Palmer alone couldn't do it.
I can get a piece of the ball regarding to the ball that them just call out because if King knows say that is not my ball up and jump on the Reggae Boyz side. No, not at all.
Casey Palmer, yeah. That's if people don't like him, I can understand.
So in regards to him, me not see what effectiveness, what him bring to the midfield where we could say, all right, he is the caliber of player where that can bring the midfield, that he can receive the ball from Isaac Hayden or anywhere from the defense and bring it to the final third. The pass to Gray or Cephas or Nicholson, in the final third. I didn't see him as that effective kind of person. And for me, as a midfielder who is playing straight in the championship, he should more than have the level and the IQ of being that type of player, especially when we don't have anybody in that midfield to do those things that were required. You
Yeah,
understand? So I feel
yeah,
like, as you mentioned before, Daniel Johnson would have been a good acquisition in terms of like,
yeah.
because he's left footed as well. Another person will say this about Ravel Morrison, but unfortunately he wasn't there. But for me, a player that me think that could have do something was a local based player by the name of Jeshon Anglin. And
Anglin did on the
he
team, you know. Hold on,
yes,
Anglin
but
wasn't in
he
the team
wasn't
for the
getting
last
enough
two
game.
games, you know. But they never use him.
That is the thing.
Yeah,
So I am me I look on it now and I say, all right, if we haven't found an overseas midfielder to command the midfield, why not mix it up? Why not put one of the best midfielders in the country? Right? He's a left footer, he
yeah.
tackles, he wins his duels, he makes the passes. So why not use him? Because it no makes sense to carry 10 forward, 10 defender, and 5 midfielder, and the midfield are just be a defensive midfielders.
So
That never work
so
me.
for me, I can agree, I can say agree for disagree upon Casey Palmer. And this is a question. When asking Casey Palmer, or when saying that Casey Palmer was being used as a box to box, that's not his game. We
Yeah.
could first find out what is Casey Palmer's game. You see, Casey Palmer as a number 10. Because me like Casey Palmer as a 8, me like Casey Palmer as a box to box. Where you think him eventually settled in and find him footing first and foremost? Where was that?
I thought his best game was at 10 actually. I don't think he's a bad number 8, but I think he's better as a 10 because if you want to have somebody running late into the box, Casey Palmer is that player. But that's not to say he should be starting number 10. I just think he's a good backup 10. But the fact that we never have better options, we just have to work with him.
Mm.
But as I said, the thing with Casey Palmer, I thought he was improving, and maybe it's a case where he just never settled yet, and as he finally start to find him groove, him get injured. Because I thought, as I said, his best game came in September when he played Bermuda.
So hold on, my question: the game against Bermuda, wasn't he not playing as a box to box? Because what was that midfield? Because I'm pretty sure that what was that midfield? Come
No,
refresh my memory. Because I'm
I don't
sure
remember the
say it
starting
was
lineup off the
Aiden,
top
it
of my
was
head.
him, it was Aiden, it was him. I'm just find it back right here, so real quick.
Yeah.
So it was Aiden, Bobby Reed, and Palmer. Oh, Bobby Reed was playing the
Bobby Reed
deeper
was the
role.
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, Bobby Reed was playing the deeper role, man, and Casey Palmer was playing the 10
And that
role.
is something that shouldn't happen either.
Yeah, that should happen either. I will see further where that nag up. So we have forward back to the midfield because me like that midfield reason, yeah. We have to find the right solution for the midfield, right? So
Yeah.
basically you're saying that McLaren never really worked with the recruitment because he didn't find
And
what we
not
needed
just
the
not just that,
most.
you know, but the point made a while ago about Jashon Anglin. Anglin was in the squad and McLaren don't use him at all. And that says to me that McLaren just never trusts the local based players for certain levels of games. When for big state games, he never trusts them. He find using them in a little friendly here and there against Trinidad or Unity Cup. But when it comes to the competitive games, you not see them. The closest we see to him doing that was Richard King, and then Richard King eventually went to Scotland. And I guess he didn't know Richard King was about to move to Scotland, so that they give him some trust in Richard King. But if Richard King was still a Cavalier player today, I don't think that's Richard King feature in the team as much as he did.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right here, so I want to know something. You have a bias? Where you stay up on the scale in terms of your bias? Are you for local based players? Are you for diaspora players? Or are you for the best players possible?
Best players possible, and I think it should be a mix. And I deal this question all the time. I hear people saying that with a Lego, the foreign man, the man, the local based man, them alone. And I don't think that can work. Because if you're being realistic, the Jamaica Premier League, as much as we like it and as much as it brings us entertainment, it still has a long way to go. It's still in the semi-professional stage. Take a man like Trevante Stewart. Remember when Trevante Stewart was at Mount Pleasant? And then that score goes so fun every week. They look like Didier Drogba on the field.
Yeah.
Then Salernitana in Italy sign him. I would say a completely different player. And what that tells us is that the level of Jamaica football, Jamaica Premier League, it look good when we see Tivoli and Arnetta play against each other, or Tivoli play against a side from over Trinidad or whatever. But when the competition, the level of competition rise, them players get found out. So while you want them in the team, because ultimately you're trying to build up the national program. And the crucial thing here is you're trying to give opportunities to local players to get contracts abroad, build up themselves, earn better for them family. That is the ultimate aim. But at the same time, you can't rely on them alone.
Justin, you have to make yourself clear right this saying because you have to bring up a can of worm, yeah. My can of worm nowhere people are say the national team shouldn't be there to give players opportunities to get contracts go overseas. No, you have to make yourself clear because me understand where I come from, but you have to also mention that these players need to be good enough if you can add value to the national team as well.
If you're not good enough, you're not supposed to be in the team. But if you look at a man like Billy Gardner, when he went to the World Cup as a teenager, and he showed the world where he can do and get that contract, signed for Bolton Wanderers, and it transformed his life. So I'm saying, if you're good enough from the local leagues and can do it, even the women's team, Bonnie Shaw and Jodie Brown, they came out of the local system and they showed and now they're playing in Europe and earning big money. So if the players are there that can do it, then you work with them. But you can't, it realistically not when you work alone. And a lot of people like to look back to the 98 program and say, we carry a pure local based man go to the World Cup. Yes, that is true. But at the same time, in the 98 campaign, in the middle of the campaign, remember, it's not like we're winning games. We drew a lot of games in that campaign. And why Jamaica qualified for the World Cup there wasn't necessarily because we were free scoring, but because of how well we defended. It was hard to beat us, especially in Kingston. But at one point, it looked like we would never qualify. And René Simoes went abroad and recruited diaspora players. They brought in Fitzroy Simpson, Paul Hall, Leon Burton, Marcus Lane, and eventually people like Robbie Earl and Daryl Powell then joined the team too. So he knew that while it is important to have your local core, you have to strengthen it with people with experience. So what I personally think is that I want to see local players in the squad, but I think you have to have the right balance and the right mix. And I have no problem if you have talented enough players from the local system that can make the team. As long as they can make the team, you know, just put them in because you want Jamaicans there. Or local great players. You want players that are good enough. If they're not good enough, don't put them in the team. But you also want them want experienced, seasoned players from the European system that can match up against if Jamaica could qualify for the World Cup and play at Belgium. You want somebody in the midfield that can handle Axel Witsel. You don't want a player from whoever in the Jamaica Premier League and try to manage them and never play against that level before because that will make you look embarrassed on the international scale. So I think the balance is important.
So I think these are the argument of what is a local born, but not necessarily local based. Because here's the other things as well. So we have a portion of local born or local bred players that are often forgotten about once they get them contract and gone around one part around Europe. Because the likes of a Norman Campbell, Satchwell, them, you have a couple of them Kai in Paris, them once them go around one part. If Ronaldo Webster, and this year Ronaldo Webster finally put himself back in the reckoning and got a call up back to the team. But you also have those that are we call it local bred. But also here's the thing, you also have some diaspora players as well when we should, as you call the Johnson name, Daniel Johnson's. So you have a wealth of players that are being overlooked when we think say these players, the Ravel Morrisons. What's your opinion on Ravel Morrison while at it?
Hot take. I never did too keen for Ravel being on the team because while you want quality in the team, you also want people that will bring harmony to the team. And I thought Ravel Morrison, for all his talent, him sort of bring chaos to the team because I remember when we just recruited him, there was an issue about him traveling and having to pay for first class flight versus economy flight. And we don't need all of that. And for all Ravel Morrison talent, I don't think he did contribute enough to the national team. When he first came into the team in 2021, when the qualifier was going on, I remember when we not qualified during COVID and the stadium been empty. Ravel Morrison and Antonio then joined the team same time. I thought there were games that Ravel Morrison played well, but I thought there were also games where he was a liability. I saw Ravel Morrison give away some needless fouls that led to free kicks that the opposition scored from, or penalties that the opposition scored from. So I was not too keen on Ravel Morrison after a while. And then, of course, you had a point when Ravel Morrison wasn't playing for a club, but still getting picked. And I wasn't for that. And then, of course, sometime last year, I heard that Ravel Morrison was playing for a team in the United Arab Emirates, second division. Not United Arab Emirates Premier League, second division. I think if you're that far, you shouldn't be playing for the national. The team named Precision.
I mean
Precision
that
sounds like a
far.
barber share to me.
No, but you say he has gotten that far. When you say that far, you mean like below the ranks of a known league as to why you say
Yeah,
you should have gotten called. But
So
yeah,
no,
makes
exactly.
sense.
yeah.
If you
So
play in an obscure league like that where we don't know what the quality is, you shouldn't be in the national team. The team named Precision. That's not like a football team, deal, like a serious football team, Precision.
well, I think Fasca got asked you the question. Cause I know I see him question. Go through Fasca.
Yeah,
So for me, need to ask if like given where he was playing, even though we were not visibly seeing him, another person
yeah,
said, "Boy, when I see Robert, so we don't know where my do and so forth." I think we can have the mindset. We said there are a lot of players who weren't playing football any at all, but yet still they were getting called up to the national team, right?
same
Hence,
for them.
for other players who were playing, but they still weren't performing, still
Yeah,
getting called, and
yeah,
when them get a shoot on the field, they don't do nothing. And the
yeah,
new media, not the original media, new media people have been begging, have been calling, have been pouring out and say, bring back the midfield, bring back Robert Morrison. Because they felt, not to just say, boy, my lord, and say about it, but they people felt like he could have had something which we were missing, which he was the missing link via
hmm,
the Unity Cup and the World Cup.
yeah,
Because as I said before, players were being called upon who were not performing and are not playing.
yeah,
One example, Mikel Antonio. And though
yes,
him get game, but he never get a lot of game and he get couple minutes. But at the same time, we have to look at that as well. So is there a difference? We say because Ravel Morrison is a troublesome player, you won't bring him into the squad, but yes, he's playing for Precision FC, right? Mikel
yeah,
Antonio not playing any ball game at all, but yes, he's been getting called and he's in literally never contribute nothing to the team. So
yeah.
explain to me why you say Ravel wouldn't.
No, and while you mentioned Antonio, I feel the very same about him. So I don't believe Antonio should have been in the team. Not just because him not with that club, but even when he was at West Ham, I had doubts about him role in the team and him contribution. So what my principle is very consistent. If you're not performing or if you're not playing for a club, you shouldn't be in the team. And I'm not just singling out Ravel Morrison. There are other players who that apply to as well. I don't necessarily want to call everybody name and then it become controversial. But we know who we talk. We know who are the big names in the team that were delivering because their names were mentioned many, many times. And I don't want it to seem like I'm singling out Robert Morrison, but I'm saying if you're not playing for a club and if you're changing clubs every 6 months, then that says something about your character and that says something about the unity in the squad. But you know who was a player I wanted to see recall? Speedy Williams. I just never understood why they dash him. What do you think
Speedy
about that?
Williams, people, I
Yeah,
take right as but yeah, I think Fasca na boss Elias, Fasca na boss Elias. Fasca na boss Elias. Because here's the thing now. Yeah, get yourself in a trouble, just incredible. Just incredible.
yeah,
You see BallPreetV, yeah, get yourself in a trouble now. Cause here we go now. Cause when time come with the reasoning, we have to reason the thing properly. Watch
yeah,
this now. You just say you don't know Precision Barber chair and the league
yeah,
sound low.
yeah.
What is the UAE second division level compared to JPL now? Because remember, you also say you want to see the cream of the crop from a
Yeah.
JPL. So how do you match up if
Well,
somebody say UAE is actually a better league than JPL?
yeah, but we can tell you this.
Yeah.
UAE second division not playing regional football. You have to get to the first division to play regional football. Whereas the JPL playing regional football, you look at Mount Pleasant now. Mount Pleasant just win the Caribbean Cup and now they're going to move on to our version of the Champions League. You can't do that. You can't do the equivalent of that in Asia from the second division of UAE. So I say,
But
you
watch
have to
this
first get to
now.
Premier League.
I get boss again. The championship doesn't play any European football. So are you saying that the championship as a
No, we
level?
know the championship is a higher level regardless.
So you
Championship is
know
a better. Wouldn't
do
you say
you
the championship is a better league than the JPL?
yeah, definitely. But
There you
do you
go.
know that
So
the
then the champion.
UAE
So then
second division? You don't know if the UAE second division is better
no,
than
me know
JPL. Yes
that.
or no?
Me know it isn't. Me know it isn't. Because I did not the recognition. It not
You
no street set.
didn't.
Me know it. Me see it safe enough to say it nobody know. If it good enough, would I know about it? If it is good enough, would I know about it? As simple as that. But although the championship now play Champions League football, we know they better than JPL. We just know that. There's no doubt in the quality of the championship. We know it. We know it. We're involved.
People,
So there's no argument UAE second division.
People would stop one and like the video at 46 like upon the video. People are joking and get 100 and that way there. Make us stop away. I do. You see, just incredible over here. The man the man at Jerusalem, I'll be a plot and sell a shift. Man, go out over here to people.
Yeah. If you're not careful, you know, just incredible move like the brother named Jamal Campbell, you know.
Campbell, yeah, I tell you, it's a shifty move. People must shift. It must shift. It must shift with look at direction. When I have agree, but it must shift with look at direction, boy. You get me? I say, me don't know. It's a skillful ball line, but we must say.
Yeah.
But the man say precision. But here's the thing now. The final thing unravel. Me ever saying over here, Justin.
Yeah.
Me ever saying. We call it now. What they say? Go and find the same. I'm find the same. For certain baller, they have the perfect saying and the saying sleep me because I'm gonna laugh. And that's why I'm not for laugh, you know. When I laugh, the saying them sleep me, you know. If me said the saying go for exceptions for exceptional ballers. What you say about that?
No.
What you mean by no?
Because when you do that,
exceptional ballers.
Yeah, so basically what I say, if a man talented enough and him do have a club, which me not think possible anyway. If you're talented enough, you're gonna play, you're gonna have a club. But what you are saying, let's go by the principle of what you're saying. If a man is an exceptional baller, but either him don't have him not play for a club, or him not play in a waste league, him still must get sick. You must make an exception team.
Yeah, but John Shelby, John Shelby, big baller, John Shelby, where you used to there at Liverpool, are playing on the same exact team. What you say now?
And enough in the England team.
But I'm not going to England team. I'm not going to England team. But he might rub shoulder with that John Shelby said, yeah.
Yeah, but John Shelby just as wash up as him. That's all it means. That's all it means. They have to wash up all I want that about.
Justin, I agree with disagree.
I to watch up all I want that about. Yeah, but options. And I mean, Ravela one, 35, 36.
No, man, I'm not
what we need to be doing. If we're so serious about recruitment, what we should be doing is talking long term. So find that baller that's maybe around 26, 27 years old. And you can have a team for another 5 years. And build out something with a core set of players that are the team. It's just like how we identify Dexter Lembikisa and said, Lembikisa our right back going forward for the next few years. That is how I want to build a midfield. So you identify a young enough player, a player where he's not too young, where him still learn the game, but him just a hitting peak. Bring him in and then have him as your core center midfielder and build a team around him for the next few years. And
but the issue with that is there aren't a lot out there. You know, Tyrese Hall has been one of the names that we have called. Yeah. Lewis Baker have some paper issues. If you check right throughout the world, you're not gonna find we don't have a dearth of central midfielders, you know. And you
just came to this team, you know.
Well, and Justin, you call Daniel Johnson name.
Oh, yeah.
Speedy Williams, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I not agree upon that one day. We can agree for disagree.
I can get why people wouldn't agree. I say what I say. But why I mention Speedy, because I say as a makeshift.
Hold on, Justin. If you say Speedy, me say Speedy player than the makeshift midfielder.
That is a point. That is exactly what I'm doing. Okay. But I say prepare, but I say if you struggle, call upon him there. That's the me. Yeah.
Okay. Because I rather see a Speedy there than the makeshift midfielder.
Exactly.
The makeshift midfielders we have used in the past, you have from Latibo there, who is a defender playing midfield. Then you go Nanalo play midfield, defender playing midfield. Then you go who else are the defender where play midfield? Ian Fred defender playing midfield. No, Isaac is a specialist midfielder. John Russell. Right. John Russell we still have to learn about John Russell in terms of where in best position.
He's not improve though, but yeah.
He might improve, but I think he's a player where we have to learn how to use him strengths them better and know what
Yeah.
what he's about. Bobby Reed was an attacker for play central
Yeah.
midfielder.
And I
So
think Bobby Reed is a winger too. Best place position at right wing.
right wing, that is probably so probably well we get it wrong in the last game I play. Who play number 10? Bobby played the 10 and Gray played the right wing. So I guess
the right wing and Cephas on the left.
probably should have switched around. But I understand the sentiments about playing a midfield. I'm say what we have so much central in the world because you have the Daniel Johnson them when they get in the call up in the squad. You have the Ravel where you say you not agree, but Ravel is a specialist midfielder. You have Tyrese Hall, another specialist midfielder there in the world. You have Kevin Lambert. I don't know for the love of God what Kevin Lambert do wrong. You all have the Christopher Pierce them we play a specialist midfielder. You have so much. I can name 5 or 6 of them.
Locally.
Me not even, you see, when I go Joshua and Anglin, I have to have a whole segment on Joshua and Anglin. That's why I'm not going to run a Joshua and Anglin yet. Because I'm going to fire about Joshua and Anglin. I'm going to burn out a lot of people, you know. Because I'm not hear nobody build a Joshua and Anglin church, you know. The last time I see Joshua and Anglin play a ball, the man pick up one from 30 other yards out and kick it, and the keeper barely touch it on the bar. You know? I mean, I hear nobody preach for Joshua and Anglin team. I mean, I hear nobody, including myself, to be honest.
Really?
Because we talk about Anglin, people, don't stop me. Hold on. Me dribble go out the door with that one. When we talk about Anglin, people say, King, you're biased. I try your ball. I talk about Anglin. I mean, I hear nobody bring up Anglin. I mean, I hear nobody.
So King, let me ask you something. In the last match we play with Jamaica them play against Curacao. When me give you my lineup, I may include Joshua and Anglin. How much people laugh after me?
How much people?
Everybody laugh after me. And I said, but why that the lineup is not good enough at all and so forth. But at the same time, it was the only part where them say is that I shouldn't put John Russell as the centre forward. We could have used Bailey or Bota. But
John Russell, centre forward?
Yeah, them say I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, that was crazy, right?
But I understand that.
Exactly. Yeah, because what happened joke, it was a little bit fun. We just joke, show John Russell out there. Come on, see what people are think. I run with it. But
so you look at John Russell as like a Mikel Marino. You have to dip on the field because he present that goal threat.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I think that player can come off for the bench with a goal threat. But back to Anglin now, I'm gonna say this. I tell people the first time I see Joshua and Anglin touch a ball. The very first time I see him touch a ball, I see him first touch. I say people that you take a ball. What the year again, the last match in play? I think at the second to last or the last match in play at stadium. The man ping a ball, grass cutter to the right. Come and tell everybody. Them say, yo, King, you're biased. You see, anytime I talk about some ball, them say I'm biased to the ball. Them so I'm trying not overdo it. I'm trying to keep a balance because I know say when I call certain ball and name them, I say, yo, you're biased to the ball. But me, I tell you, Anglin, me can't understand why he wasn't used. Me can't understand why we rather use.
Can't tell you why. Me tell you why the feel set just because he's local.
Just because he's local.
Never just the local players. That's what I think. Anglin did that squad. Anglin did that Trinidad. Him come back for the Curacao game, but McLaren never used him because he just don't trust the local players for the competitive game, and that is something that Hal Grimson is guilty of too. You remember how the only friendly them Hal Grimson used to play with the local man then, and then when Gold Cup run round, none of them not pick.
Yeah.
McLaren football is Grimmy ball 2.0. That carry over.
Yeah.
Same philosophy.
Yeah, but alright, so what more I do is more you ready for going an interview so we can stop it and break in pieces of it, ready? Because I think I will put dribbling that will go on and nearly an hour at dribbling that in the people. I guess man's an excellent dribbler. Well, and they your ball, Messi. I go to Messi and ball and people. He's a wonderful. Ronaldo R9.
No. CR7.
Yeah, you can't say Ronaldo. You have to say Christie.
Hold on.
You have to say Christie.
But if I can talk about my favorite ball of all time, Robert Pires.
Robert Pires, people, okay. People, yo, somebody come get that, brother. People.
You're too young to know Robert Pires. That's not a problem.
I'm too young. I know Pires, Arsenal, but people.
My favorite ball of all time.
We never hear this yet, people. We never hear that.
Yeah.
People not say Ronaldinho or something like that. Pires.
No, I respect them, but Robert Pires is my baller. That's my baller.
Yeah. I respect
Hey,
you.
me tell
I feel
tell about the
ball.
Arsenal man. Them tell about the
Tell
Arsenal man. Them you know,
you,
top
the man
players.
them
Them you know.
delusional. But yo, before we move any further, people wanna smash the like button. Wanna see people we know say a lot of people are gonna ask King what kind of thumbnail this if a dancer, but people not remember. We talk about the Reggae Boyz and not remember say reggae. A dancehall is a spin-off of reggae. And the
Yeah.
Reggae Boyz them, you see me, we know say big clash are go on. Again, I don't know if you know nothing about the clash we are going or interested in a reggae or dancehall, again, but
Massacre
huge clash, Musica
Massacre
and
and
family.
Timber and family, yeah. Me see, but I'm not interested.
Yeah, interested. People who are in the clash. While in smash the like button, the people want to tell me who are in the clash, who are lead the clash right now. Well, before we go into the video, want to tell me who are lead this clash. Massacre or family people come here. Some people are be biased, people are talking to people you don't know about game we attack. But let me tell you who are lead the clash quick before we drop the interview and we're gonna break down the interview. First, can you listen to the clash? Who are lead the clash real quick?
Well, real and true, I'm not gonna lie you. The first one it was Massacre, but the second one, family take that one. I'm not gonna lie. So, I'm
Jano.
not be biased. I'm not be biased and say
Family. Alright, the people them say. Alright. Alright, ready. We are running the interview you know, ready.
I think I'm probably the best one suited to solve the problem, right? And it's not just that I wanted to do it, the board wanted me to do it. So the vote is like 8-1-1. 8 persons say yes, 1 person absent, 1 person.
So now here we are going clearly. You can hear clearly.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
man.
right. So the first thing is that Mr. Speid said I think that he is the right man to do the job. So does that give voter confidence right from the get go? Like immediately, I think I'm the right man to do the job. Where make of that? Justin as a journalist, a journalist at a footballer at
Yeah.
in general. Where make of that initial
No,
statement?
I mean, given the situation we find ourselves in, I'm not wrong. Because you can't go and find a European coach right now or another foreign coach. We don't know the system, don't know the players. Remember, you know, the next set of games Jamaica play are March. There's no international window at that time. So if you have to find a brand new fresh coach to come into the system, you're going to need for 1, find players where him can work with. 2, get time to train them, and 3, have some practice matches. We now have them luxury there. So you need a plug and play option. And I think Speid is the plug and play option because he is the technical the technical committee chairman. He know the players, he know what Jamaica was playing like in these qualifiers, and he was an advisor. Whether we believe say he should face some sort of where I call it now, have an inquiry,
Responsibility.
right, some accountability for how this played since he hired the coach. That is a different argument for a different day. But based on what is required right now, you have very little choice. So
what
from
what
that
you say
basis,
what
you
you
have
say
very little
about
choice.
what you say about
I
the people
agree.
that says that Miguel Cole, who is the assistant, probably he should have been the one that's given the head coach job. You think that in terms of the, as I said, the other situation, 2 games, what about Miguel Cole? The option of Miguel Cole would have been the one.
So as I said, I am in favor of seeing Miguel Cole as a head coach, but I for the same reason I don't think Miguel Cole could take over and hit the ground running so soon without any practice games or whatever. Because remember, Miguel Cole has been away for about maybe 6 years now. So he hasn't been in the program for 6 years. So if the JFF is smart, they use Speid to qualify the team for the World Cup and let Miguel Cole take charge for the World Cup. Because then Miguel Cole will have time to prepare. But given that he don't have the time to prepare, I don't think it would have been right to hire him. It would be unfair to him to hire him, ask him to pick players and get the team in, and then in the very first game with the team is a competitive game without even having to Trinidad to play against the warm up. It wouldn't be fair to him. So from that basis, I say Speid was pretty much the only choice because Speid understand the system already and Speid understand what is going on already. He know the players and work with the players already. So it was pretty much the only thing they could do at this point.
Okay, all right then. So we're gonna run the interview some more,
Yeah,
and see what else was said. Cause we are going through it.
Say no. So the board wanted me to do that. Well, I wouldn't vote because it's about me. So I wouldn't, So they believe that I can do it. I believe that I can do it. So a couple years ago, I would have said, even when other people was running down national jobs, I would have said I wasn't ready to do to coach a national team. Now I think I'm ready based on what I've done. I mean, if you look at my track record even in the Caribbean.
But what I make of his confidence saying that him believes him can do it and coming out and saying that he believes he can do it. Because a lot of people did question Steve McClary's confidence. Say him not talk with a lot of confidence in a press conference then, but if you hear a coach coming off the bat and constantly say, I believe I can do it, I believe I can do it. What you make of him a toot him own on, basically.
Alright, so from what I know about Rudolph Speid and interacting with him, it's not a man like him toot him own on, but he make him resume speak for it. So what I mean by that is that he don't want to be given the job and then have people question whether he can do it or not. He want to leave himself in a place where him can say, I don't need to answer it. Just look power within the past. Him go to 3 Premier League finals with 2 of them, then move on to Caribbean Cup, win it, and also played Champions Cup last year. When we played Inter Milan. Cavalier played Inter Milan rather, but I think like a Jamaica team. But when Cavalier played Inter Milan, he played that. So,
Inter Milan? Yo, we wish we played Inter Milan.
Inter Miami, sorry. But yeah, so from that basis, him record speak for itself. Him not even justify himself. Speed is a man who 1%. But not even talk, just look power do. And if he take it over a year ago or 2 years ago, he wouldn't be able to do that. But having won the Premier League twice, Caribbean Cup, and then gone on to the Champions Cup, nobody can tell him nothing. And importantly, he also has the pro license, and not a lot of coaches have a pro license in Jamaica. In fact, 3 other coaches working on theirs though.
Sure. Wait, him completing pro license?
Yeah, he's the only coach with it. Actually, have it already. There are 3 other coaches working on it right now. Sorry?
That's a fact? That's a fact?
That is a fact.
Pro license?
Yes, he has a pro license. He's the only coach right now that actually has it in Jamaica.
I think that's news. I think that's news to me and a lot of the fans.
And that's why a lot of people are talking about Craig Butler as a coach and they don't understand that Craig Butler don't have that.
But me think A license last time me check.
No, the A license has been upgraded to pro license now. Them changed the structure because JFF revamped the coaching settings last summer. So the highest now is a pro license. And Speid has that. Speid went to Trinidad. I think it's Trinidad and they go and get it a few years ago. So he's the only man that actually has it in Jamaica right now. But as I said, there are 3 other, I don't know who they are, but he said there are 3 other coaches working on it right now. Coley has his, because Coley coaching in the Middle East. He has his.
Maybe a substitution there. Here I have a question. So with all this that has been said, Al Grimson, McLaren, and now Speid. Why no one, why himself never come out and say, all right, we're willing to try out and take the job. Not my coach. No, I'm not gonna mention the coach. Me didn't want everybody to rid of him from long time. He's not my coach. But what say about Meron Garden? Because he's been assistant coach for almost 8 years.
Something like that.
Because it's been So why did Meron Garden never show in his that and say, yo, I want a piece of that food. I want to be the coach of Jamaica. We think that Meron Garden is not good enough to be a coach. And if that is so, why have him around the national setup for so long? Right? And he was part of the recruiting of local based players, but yet still we have him around for so long and we have not seen any development in his stature of a coach or assistant coach.
Yeah, so if you talk to Meron himself personally, we'll tell you that he's still learning. He's still a scholar of the game. Meron has learned from Paul Hall, Whitmore, Hal Grimson, and McLaren. And if you ask him about it, say he wants to coach a team someday, but the key thing is someday. I don't think he thinks he's ready yet. I don't think he's ready yet. But he will be a good option in the future. And of course, him do have that pro license yet. So that is all it is. But I think Meron still wants to learn more about the game before expose himself to that kind of pressure. Because we've seen Meron coach the team already in our coach's absence. I remember it was in 2022 when Jamaica went to Qatar. Remember when Qatar was hosting the World Cup, they invited Jamaica over. Jamaica and I think it was Ghana and there's another team involved to play a 4-nation tournament. And
Yeah.
Moran actually had it was Morocco, yes, because Moran was saying that when he draw with Morocco and the Morocco went on to play sport in the World Cup and he was saying that was a big achievement for Jamaica. But Moran has had experience coaching the team before. And he feels that he needs to learn a little more about it. And I don't have a problem with that.
But
Yeah.
but
Mm.
in regards to Miguel Cooley to Meron Garden, if you are to say you are compared Miguel Cooley with Meron Garden, not a person would say Miguel Cooley is of a much more higher caliber coach than Meron
And Miguel
Garden.
Coley is an
And
actual coach. Is an actual head coach.
yes,
Miguel Coley is a head
but
coach in
remember,
the Middle East right now.
Meron Gardner himself, not that I'm vouching for him, but I'm just saying, I'm just looking at it and saying Meron Gardner was a coach just like Miguel Cooley in the schoolboy football arena.
Yeah.
He's won trophies with Gardner Masio, just as Miguel Cooley. But
Yes.
the only thing is that Miguel Cooley went above a step more than Meron. So what I'm saying that though,
No
Miguel
man.
Cooley
Yeah.
himself,
Well, where I get wrong there, is that you're thinking that Miguel coaching credentials on the same level as Brand. Miguel have a pro license now. That is why when
no,
I
I'm
say
not.
Speed is that's why when I say Speed is the only man in Jamaica with a pro license. I never mean say Speed is the only Jamaican. Because Miguel got coach in the Middle East and work with Shaper assistant until him getting pro license as well. And now he is I don't remember the name of the team, but he's actually the head coach of a team in the Middle East. So he has that to his name.
Yes, I'm aware of that. So in regards to everything, what I was a lot of us was saying, since we know that he already knows the team, the national setup, right? And we could very well get the same data where algorithms are left, where McLaren take and could
Honestly, more
move
than
it.
dash that, but yeah.
But at the same time, I felt like Coley himself, even though he's now an assistant to Speed, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like
Yeah.
doing the first match, I wouldn't even say too much, the first match against North Caledonia, I think afterwards, should Jamaica qualify for the World Cup, I think they should just hand that reign to Coley instead of
Um,
Speed.
that is my thinking too, and I could see that happening. I think that is exactly why they brought him in as assistant to get him ready
So,
to take over as a head coach.
so Justin, me I do my checks right here, and this says Speed of a license. Unless
Yeah.
you know something what me no know and most of we no know on the internet no know. But this is saying that him have a license, not a pro license.
Yeah, but it's the same level. They just call it pro license now.
No, but there are a few persons who, with the A license and not Speed alone have the A license. Say for the same level, that means say, yeah, sure, we have to double check this now, because this
Yeah,
is
man.
A license.
Definitely. Speed at
But
the highest.
but Speed are not the only man with an A license in Jamaica.
No, so what I'm saying is that Speed did get an A license, and then when they reclassified it, there's no known as a pro license. Speed did do that in Trinidad, the pro license. Now tell the same habit.
So Speed license is different from what the other four coaches. I think it was Peart. What are the other four coaches that had the A license?
And Peart actually is an instructor for the coaching courses.
Yeah, but with the A license, Peart, Meron Garden himself have the A license as well, right?
Yeah.
So what distinguished Speed from the Meron Garden? What distinguished them from that license?
No, so the pro license now is the very highest that allows you to coach an international team. The A license, you can no longer do that.
Okay. I'm gonna do some research into that.
Yeah, man.
Real quick. But I'm gonna go back to
Speed has a pro, I tell you.
Okay. I guess we're gonna learn something. We're gonna learn something when we do some research. But we'll get back into the video again.
I mean, you want to play it into Miami. You know what we think that we shouldn't have lost the first game. We weren't afraid. We played them evenly in both games, So I just believe that at this particular point in time, based on the people that I would have spoken to, and what I was around the team for 8 games. Usually I'm not. And I think that is something I can do. Why?
Yeah, so him being around the team for 8 games usually is not. What you say about the people that says that he basically position himself? Why? I don't even want to say. I'm gonna play the video. I'm not
He put himself in a situation where
Yeah, and put
That make a
himself in a
sound well.
situation for capitalize, which also said to that argument that him gonna do the necessary, which is getting his license. I know we are same
Yeah.
of the pro license, but what would you say about so the persons that says that he might do the administrative role, the technical role, and then still put himself in a position to be able to can take up such a position or being appointed such a position or
Yeah.
accept such a position. What will you say about the persons that have the concerns about that, and what's your concern, if any, about it?
I mean, I think it's a valid opinion to have. It's a valid concern to have. But if the optics of it look that way, I can't say for sure because I wasn't sitting in any technical committee meetings to hear what was said. And I don't want to say that that is the case if I don't know that. I don't know that. It would look that way, but I can't say I don't know that. So I can't comment and say him put himself in that position. If people feel that way, and I can get why they would say that. But I can't say that that is the case without knowing.
Okay, so for you, you're looking at Speid as a coach, as Speid the coach, and
Yeah,
forgetting
the
about
option, as I said.
Okay, and forgetting about everything with Speid, the administrator. Then
right now we just need to qualify for the World Cup, and as it stands, he made the best situation. He made the best option to do that based on everything. Because as I say, if we're going to get another coach, they're not gonna have the time to prepare. Whereas Speid don't need no preparation. So from that basis, I am fine.
You're the best person, and why you think the board chose you? You said you think you're the best person. It's the best time for you to do it right now. Why?
When you have the perfect response in your head, but your fingers just can't keep up.
Why is advertisement playing?
There is a number of reasons, because one of the things that we normally, all right, so from a holistic point of view, Jamaica's since 1998, 27 years, we have tried a lot of different combinations. So people, would say, I pick this one coach, but we have tried like numerous coaches since, and none of them has been able to do the job to carry the team to the World Cup. We have brought in other coaches from overseas for under 17, under 20, every single team you can think of. And since that 2001, the only other coach who carried a Jamaica team to the World Cup was Donzel in 2011, the under 17 team. And even at that time, Donzel didn't even have all of his qualifications. He's now an A-licensed coach. He's better now, experience and everything. So we have gone over our program since 2018, and we have developed our local coaches to a height. A lot of A-licensed coach, 4 of us doing the pro license. So
just a 4 of us doing the pro license.
Right.
So you might stand corrected right there. Because it's a 4 of us doing the pro license. I don't think of the pro license. So I think you stand corrected right there.
All right, cool.
There was always a plan for Jamaica coaches at some stage to get the opportunity to show what their worth are, And if you look at all the Jamaica teams now, they're all Jamaican coaches. It's easier for us to come to a philosophy while all of us are here and have the same, brought up the same. So that long-term plan.
So when you make that to him say all of us are here and brought up the same. Because I heard that and me like brought up the same. Man, that's an idea of because also I must bring up this while we're at it. Today they announced the coaches, the various coaches on the various levels. I'm reading this now. So this is a former national player Rudolph Speid, who served in the capacity of assistant coach of the national U20 men's team since 2023, has now been appointed head coach of the U20 team. So Rudolph Speid is the head coach of the U20 team, and it's very interesting, these coaches, because it seemed like it's a deliberate ploy to go local, we call it local bred coaches. So Rudolph Speid for the U20, while Wendell Downswell will serve as his assistant. In the women's equivalent, and this is where probably I need your expertise because I don't know these coaches so well. So I'm saying the women's equivalent, Lee Croft Letman will continue as the U20 women's head coach. assisted by Tamira Williams. You know about Lee Croft?
Yeah, he's from Western Jamaica. I don't remember which school he was. He's a coach of a Western school in the Dakar Stack Up. The name slipped me right now. Somewhere it's like it's somewhere down Mobile side. I don't remember, but he has been around a while. At least he's been in the national setup for a while too.
Okay, and what you make of Tamira Williams, which is a female,
Yeah.
which is a female
So
assistant
that
coach.
appointment is a thrust to get more women coaching at the international level for Jamaica and to get more women involved in coaching here, because the JFF has said many times that they want to see more women taking up roles as coaches here. So
Okay.
that is part of them plan to they put women in the classrooms to get the coaching license, and know that's bearing fruit for them.
So is that a DIE hire?
You want to say some to some extent, but it would be unfair to just say yes right away, because I don't know her credentials, and it would be unfair to her. But I know that the JFF would have chosen her as well, because it sends the right message that women have a role in football here as coaches.
Okay. So all right, so fine, and that's the thing. I don't know her credential as well, and you can't say it's a DIE hire, but because you said that they're deliberately trying to get a woman coaching,
More women involved.
DEI. What did I say? DE. Yeah, but here's the thing. I just said DEI. But yeah, so interesting enough. Like for me personally, if you're doing these things deliberately and the persons are qualified and can get the job done, fine by me as well. So this goes on to say, Tamira Williams, who aided Jamaica to the semi-final run in the CFU Girls U14 Challenge Series in Trinidad and Tobago recently, will continue as head coach of the U14 Girls and will also be head coach of the National Girls U15 team. So I guess she'll be U14 and U15 coach while serving as the assistant for the U20. All right. So this goes on to say Sashana Campbell, who was a member of the Reggae Girls squad in the 2019 FIFA World Cup, Women's World Cup in France, will be Williams' assistant. So very interesting, very interesting. So these things are being done deliberately.
Yeah.
People this time said DEI, DIY. People get it wrong. What am I say?
Yeah, but at the same time, you see, if there were still just hiring men, there will be people, especially women in football, who will be saying the door is closed to them. So to be fair, when they open the door, it will look that way.
Yeah. As I say, so long as them have the qualification and them can get the credentials and them can get the job done. So that would be
address the problem. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, so this goes on to say Campbell will also be assistant coach of the U17 girls team to Marlon Hilton. Wendell Downswell, who has been a part of Jamaica's technical staff at the U17 World Cups in 1999 and 2011 and the U20 World Cup in 2001, will be the head coach of the national U17 team and will be assisted by Vassar Reynolds, Carlton Simmons, and Altiman Freddie Butler. So this is gonna put Wendell Downswell in a situation to be able to qualify for the World Cup next year, because you know that U17 World Cup is pretty much every year for the next couple of years as well. So Downswell got a World Cup again next year. Again, that's what it's looking like. So
you'll be the first man to qualify 3 national teams.
Yeah, so them put somebody there where is him. Let's see if Downswell, because the last U17 World Cup was really, you talk about soup, that was a butter pan catch. Yeah, me could see if we can fix things. Andrew Peart, who led Jamaica to the CFU Boys U14 Challenge Series trophy in 2024 and the CONCACAF Boys U15 Championship League B title in 2025, will continue as head coach of the U15 team and will be assisted by Vassal Reynolds. The U15 Boys will be led by Vassal Reynolds and assisted by Lewin Purser. So basically, what me I see right here is that most of the head coach them assist you at the higher level, but them a head coach
Yeah.
at the next level. I'm
Lower
kind of
level, yeah.
like that for continuity.
Yeah,
So that
and
kind of
it allow them to learn hands-on.
yeah,
So
definitely.
while you're learning from a coach, while you're learning as an assistant to a coach, you taking what you learn and take it as a coach yourself.
Yeah, yeah, but
So
definitely.
is
Yeah,
is it a case where I mean, if you got to know, but it's a case where based on what Speed just said, can we say for the next 4 years we will see Jamaica having a football identity from the various youth setups come all the way to the national team?
You would hope so. And what it means is that when if the situation comes up again where we need to find a new head coach for the Reggae Boyz team, we hope it don't mean so we have to go to Europe again. We can look locally. Because that is something them always trying to address. I know them doing something about it.
yeah. So yeah, man. So that are the coach. I could go and listen again. Go and run it.
Just manifest itself right now. That
But wait, before I run back the it again, people wanna smash the like button. Wanna stop wanna do we are well a little vibe over here. We are build a vibe. Smash the like button, people, and just go ahead and hit the like button. Stop wanna do and hit the like button. And also, while me have up J.A. Hummingbird saying DEI is good for all. And again, J.A. Hummingbird are one of the Empress them where I watch the show. Big up to all of the Empress them, especially the Empress them who watch the show.
Definitely.
Is in
Yeah.
big up Empress them because we now left them out. We know say the ones them were there with me every night. Yes, me big up the ones them. J. Saguna again. Excellent work, J. Saguna. What it mean is second ball FC. Well, second ball FC a coach I can tell us, yo, J. Saguna, second ball FC created 4 big chances the last game and 3 ball lick on the post and the players them have to take some responsibility. That coach I can tell it about second ball FC. Big up yourself, J. Saguna. Big up yourself, Tycoon as well. Ala Madrid is over here. Yes, big up yourself to the ones them there and a special big up to all of the Empress them were there. We are watching show. Can we get all Texas? Why for the Texas? When we get all text from Empress, them they are watching show and them don't know not about game, but them love the vibe. Them love the vibe. So big up the Empress them especially. But we could run the interview again.
give a Jamaican coach a chance. Fortunately, or unfortunately, the board believe that I'm the best one capable of doing it, and I accept it.
All right. Describe a Rudolph Speid Reggae Boyz team. What does that look like?
I didn't know you wanted me to give the opposition.
Well, that's best as I can.
Here we go. Describe
Yeah.
a Rudolph Speid Reggae Boyz team. Man say, nah, give away a secret. The man nah give away the sauce. KFC, the man keep him secret close to heart. Look, hear what him say now.
I don't want to because, I mean, yeah, it is true. A lot of people coach against teams. It is true you need to coach against a coach because the team is playing what the coach wants, especially when you're playing against good coaches. So a Reggae Boy team for me, I really don't want to say at this particular point in time because it look like yes, every coach have player bias, but I really need to look through all that we have and pick the best person for the job. Person who's gonna fight, person who's gonna run 90 minutes, person who's gonna be disciplined and not thinking that they can,
Imagine.
So him said something very important. Every coach have player bias, and I think that's something that we me know, and I don't think the average person actually know that every coach have what's called player bias.
Yeah.
What you say on that, and what you say on that, the player bias aspect of it in terms of him saying that every coach have player bias. What you understand by that?
Yeah, so we all know Rudolph Speid association with Cavalier, and one of the things everybody thinking is that if Speid take over the team, does that mean that a pure Cavalier man will get in the squad? So him don't want to say yes or no because him still have to do recruitment. So maybe in recruiting and looking overseas and trying to get some options in. You don't know for sure say them are coming up, say them are joining the squad. So if you try to get X player and X player say give him word, say I'll join the squad, and then at the last minute, for whatever reason, him don't join the squad. You need to find a second option. Maybe that second option, maybe one of them Cavalier ballers. So if it turn out that him have to pull one of them Cavalier ballers, him no want to know and say boy, it may be a Cavalier ball because everybody gonna be against him for say boy, you did it in this from morning to pick your own players. We don't know that. But maybe he might find himself down the road where he find himself in a situation where he have a car one of them and don't want it to look like a bias. Where it's just as a matter of getting what you need at the moment. That's what it looks to me.
And while
So in
on
that,
that as well, go ahead, Pascal.
so in that regards, though that you mentioned a Cavalier player, we just learned that Moon Pleasant yesterday won the championship to play in the
The
CONCACAF
Caribbean Cup.
Champions League, right? So
The Caribbean Cup.
is it weird that yes, I stand correctly. So is it weird that the current players from Mount Pleasant, right? They're playing good and they should be warranted or should be given a chance as a call up by the said Rudolph Speid, even though you just mentioned about his Cavalier players. And if you see that Jamaica needs a player and we don't get an overseas player, he's going to call for one of his Cavalier player. Remember, I know you said his Cavalier player, you know. You
Yeah,
didn't
so
say
when I
any
said
player
that was
from
just an example. I'm not saying he's only the Cavalier players I'm going to call up. But that was just an example off the top of my head because Cavaliers is a precious team on my mind because he coached them. But that don't necessarily mean that him going to only pick from Cavalier. Because you could see that he could possibly pick from Mount Pleasant too. And I mean, this is a high pressure situation for Speid. Let's not get it wrong. Speid is a Jamaican and he is an employee of the JFF and he has been put in a pressure cooker situation. So he has to perform. And I don't think he's gonna let his bias get in the way of doing what he needs to keep himself out of the fire. If that means picking a player from Mount Pleasant that is qualified and able to do the job, I think he will pick him. If it's from Harborview, if it's from Chapelton or wherever, he might pick that player. I don't think he will let, however, in personal feelings, get in the way because he has some serious questions to answer if this team doesn't qualify. That's how I see it.
Yeah, definitely. And also, which we're gonna hear later in the show, but Speid did say it on the show. The idea of him viewing a player like Mason Greenwood, the way him view it, he might say it later in the show. So I'm not even me visit it when him actually say it because it's very interesting indeed. Run the interview.
Match, not 100%. That is really my concern. I want every player to come to the match 100%.
All right, answer it this way then.
So that saying about him want every player to come to the match 100%, I think that would have been a follow-up to what he would have said in a previous interview on what was it on Omega Sports? No, it was on Omega Sports where he said that he thought that some players were not 100% and they were rushed back. I don't know if I see him 100% in my thought, but in terms of fitness, form, and those things, because on that interview, he did say that he thought that some of the players, them not question the diaspora players, and we should talk about it because more rubbish some of the argument. Them, I think me do see eye to eye and a lot of things. But kind of get where I come from because you're saying that you want the cream of the crop from the diaspora, and I want the cream of the crop from the diaspora as well. However, for supplement the we call it now, the level below the cream of the crop, that supplement right there has to be again some of the best players than we think would have been in certain pressure situation as well. So it's about finding the best players then. But as it relates to him saying that players coming in that are 100%. And then in the previous interview, him did say he think that some of the players them that came in, I don't know if it was Bobby Reed or Demarai Gray or who else was injured that he would have
Casey
been
Palmer was
about.
there too. That was injured.
Yeah, but Casey Palmer didn't play. So I think
he was in the squad eating up a position because I mean you put him in the squad and then
him never in a squad that eat on a position.
What I mean was that reminder you picked 26 players.
But he wasn't in the 26
squad.
No, he wasn't in the
Casey Palmer was there. He wasn't in the trainer squad, but he was around the team for the Curacao game.
Yeah, man, but he wasn't in the 26 because the 26-man squad, we had a 23-man squad on the day. Then the three extra players were. So he wasn't in the 26. So I don't think he was in.
He was training with them, but he was not part of the squad.
Yeah, he wasn't a part of the squad. But I don't think it was him, but I think it was Bobby Reed or Demarai Gray because the question that he responded to was specifically asked about Bobby Reed or Demarai Gray. So now I'm gonna stop and address that. So how I'm gonna address that is I think for Bobby Reid and Demarai Gray and who else? Lottie Bodier, Bobby Reid, Demarai Gray,
Yeah.
them get basket for carry water. And this is what I mean by them get basket for carry water. They are being played out of position. No, mind you. I don't know the reason why the coaches feel like it's a good idea. And again, Bobby Reid did play central midfield and did have a good game. That's the first thing. He play central midfield, have a good game. He play central midfield, have a bad game. And then the last game, I think we shoehorned him into the team. Because if you have a bad game in central midfield and you lose a spot in central midfield, I think by right you should go on the bench. You're not supposed to big than going on the bench. I think that it was a name card and we shoe on Bobby Reid and Gray in the team. Not to say that
Full agreement with you.
Shouldn't have been in the team, but I think based on names, we end up putting square pegs in a round holes because them undroppable. And I think people can say the same thing about Cephas because people are gonna say, but see the Cephas look like him undroppable, and then we hear what they happen with the Bowser. So everybody and them granny knows say Bowser that start. So now for me, I don't think no player should be undroppable. None. And the point what I make about Bobby Reid is that Bobby Reid came under serious pressure. I'm gonna agree with it. Me hear people are disrespect Bobby Reid, I'm gonna agree with disrespect. You know, say him go out there, go do him best. But I understand to a level where people was coming from in terms of they would have expected that the first chance would fall to Bobby Reid. They would have really wanted that to fall to a Premier League proven player, which it did fall to him. And for all intensive purposes, Bobby Reid should have done better. I mean, know people say, the keeper another goal and the keeper saved the ball. I understand him. Kick it on target, which is good. But Bobby Reid, as a Premier League experienced player, should have buried that. Now, with that said, this is football and margins. Football go by. So I'm not beat him for say him should have did it. Because the truth is, again,
if the keeper never did react to it at the right time and it beat him, nobody would be saying the same thing.
No, nobody would be saying the same thing. But the same thing, two things can be true. That is one set, and I think him should have played hit the ball near post, and it would have been a goal. Because I think the near post would have been the better shot. Me don't want to see the keeper take it out near post. But with that being said, I think in a game like this, would I want a Premier League proven baller out there on the field, so I understand that. Now the issue come in because you say you think Bobby Reid is a better right wing. You have him as a winger and a better right wing. Now Bobby Reid was playing 10 and Demarai Gray was playing right wing. The issue with that is you can identify that Bobby Reid is a better right wing. And me, in my opinion, I like Demarai Gray as a number 10. Not a lot of persons like him as a number 10. I think the best position is on the left, which is the left wing.
Definitely.
If you're going to start Cephas, I think the next best position for Demarai Gray is attacking midfield, not right wing. And you also identify that Bobby might be better on the right wing. So if we there so can identify that, in my opinion, though, I think the best right winger in the squad was, and probably make I use hindsight to say Whisper. Now, again, me pick my starting lineup. It's very public, it out there. One starting lineup, and me say go for the jungle man, them jungle justice, yada yada. Because my idea at the time was that I think that if you're gonna start Shamar Nichols, everybody knows that Nichols is gonna start. Why not start Shamar Nichols and Kaim Dixon? Them have some kind of chemistry. Them have some kind of them complement each other. Now looking back at it in hindsight, and this is a gone worse, and people that hate me worse. Me say me like Kaim Dixon as a number 10 as well. A lot of people don't like Kaim as a number 10, but I like him as a number 10.
I was thinking, start Nicholson, start Kaim as a 10, and have him operating in the space behind him.
Straight. So me with that, looking back at it now, because I tell you, the morning I get up, I'm gonna look for my starting level on knockings, and the starting level, the numbers are run up, and I say to my virgin, I say, say big man thing, I whisper for start wide right.
And
because
that means to see first step on the bench, right?
So here's the thing now. Here's the thing. People are gonna say, yo, King, you're biased. Because me have Whisper as the best right winger. Now people say Campbell. Again, if Campbell play right wing, that's fine by me as well. But me like my right winger, left-footed, fast and skillful. I saw me like my right winger. Me like the inverted right winger them. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. I think there's merit to both sides of the argument because I think Tyrese Campbell is a better natural right winger than Whisper, but Whisper is more direct. And Whisper likely have to create something than Tyrese. I think Tyrese still have some learning to do. Tyrese still sometimes dribble himself into dead ends. I need to get that all time game. However, him carry the ball well and him hold on to the ball well. But
me
I
think
would have
Campbell
to
is a better left winger.
Sorry?
I think Campbell is a better left winger.
Yeah, but based on what we have, I would put Demari on left. So for that reason, no, I'm agreeing with you that Whisper should play the right wing. But if he's not playing Whisper, then it's Tyrese on the right and Demari on left and Kaim at 10. But for me, it's Demari left, Kaim 10, Whisper right. Because while I think, as I said, I think Tyrese is a better natural winger than Whisper. But Whisper bring more directness and more goal threat than Tyrese. So I would have him on the wing for that reason.
Yeah, definitely. Well, either one of them could have worked out, And again, I remember me being there and Mr. Bobby Reid as the the double six with Isaac Hayden. And for me, I mean, I said looking back at it, but nobody wanted Bobby Reid to play central midfield from the previous game against Trinidad. I think the game against Trinidad, everybody said, "Oh, Bobby Reid really enough for play back central midfield." So when I look back on it again, I say, why Anglin can't get a game? Why Anglin can't play? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest right here and here. Every single time I talk about a player like Anglin, people say, King, you're biased. King, you're biased because of your ball. I'm going to say it already in the show. Now, you see, if me forgot to say Anglin for start, and Aiden for start, and Anglin for start, and Whisper for start, and Dixie for start, and Shaman for start, and Cephas for start, immediately what people are going to say, King, you are the one local man for start. Local man, you want full up the team. So me I say, I think even in my picking my team, me think I do like what the selection team do, and strike a balance. Strike a balance and give some of the big name baller them and put them in and show on them in and end up show on them the right way. Because I think Demarai Gray getting a beating for play right wing because Demarai Gray for play right wing. If him not start on the left wing, or to me, if him not start number 10, he might find himself on the bench. But there's something about it. Demarai Gray are too big ball. You can't put Demi on the bench. You're mad. Or Demi pick up on the bench. So I think at that end up give the ball them basket for carry water. And then at that end up to them. Campbell, as a lot of people saying Campbell again, Campbell on the right wing, me no mind. Because if Campbell play the right wing and thinking about it now and talking about it, as I say, me personally, I like Dixon as a 10. And I think the Dixon Shamar combination is something we have to look into getting more out
especially since we don't have many natural 10s in the team.
Especially that. Now, if I from the bench, because remember a couple games from the bench, Dixon and Shamar that come on, couple games from the bench. It did give what it's supposed to give. So if I ever from the bench, however you want, use that combination, you have to find a way to use that combination. But angling, Josh and angling, I tell you, I think we missed a trick right there. So I'm hope now we can use Josh and angling. I don't know in terms of his travel situation if that will get sorted out for the World Cup. But that can get sorted out because the talent of the youth we really want to use him. But
we also don't know what Speed planning to recruit. If he's planning for find on that player for the position.
Yeah, definitely. That also. But me not see no bag of central midfield around there. Me I tell you the truth. Them not exist. I want to reposition them. I don't know where to make central midfield. Unless a Daniel Johnson them will come back in. Or Ravel Morrison. You get me? I say. Or as a guess, Speedy Williams. People the guess Speedy Williams. I don't know.
Desperate times call for desperate situation.
Consider that the potential matches are in March. There's no FIFA window between now and then. Do you believe you have enough time to instill your philosophy, your beliefs, your expectations in the group of players, the wider group of players that we have available?
Yes. What happened with these players nowadays is not like players in the past. All of these players are versed in all the different moments of the game. The coach just choose a tactic. So that is why I'm not worried about the time, because all of these players would know how to play in transition, how to defend or attacking transition, how to defend in their own half, in the middle third or out high press. They all know how to do it, or they have an idea. it just a coach just decide which tactic he's going to use and which one of them he's going to use or half use. So I think 3-4 training session we can do a lot of work. Not everything, but I think we can do a lot of work.
We make on that real quick. And we're not dribble long because we have enough to get through. We could just make
I have a concern with that. The fact that him say every player know the different modes and it's just a matter of switching it up and having the training sessions to do it. It tells me say even if him looking to bring in players into the team, you never see wholesale changes. Collectively, it's gonna be the same group. And that kind of concern me. When me just a hope says that team have the technical knows to get more performance out of them than McLaren. Because it not sound to me like him plan to make much changes based on what him say right now.
Yeah, okay. 3-4 training sessions, Speed, run it.
Can we expect additions to the squad? And I know your name has actually been associated with people like Lloyd Kelly from Juventus.
Lloyd Kelly, people want to hear that. The Lloyd Kelly, yo, if we get Lloyd Kelly, yo, I adapt me at that them level me at that cream of the crap. Lloyd Kelly, creme de la creme, people.
It was my team. Tyrese Hall as well as a name that we keep here.
Tyrese Hall, I'm right.
Yeah. Can you confirm any interest in these players?
Yes, there is interest in all the players. As a matter of fact,
what do you mean by there is interest in all the players?
It means that them are talk to them want them in the squad, so them are talk to them, but it don't mean that the players interested. It means that JFF is interested in them. So not necessarily means that they're interested, but we hope that they're interested. I mean, you would think they would be interested because it's a chance to go to the World Cup.
All right.
They'll probably never represent us, and I'm going through to see if they're fit. Because at this particular point in time, there's no time for sentiments or long service awards or things like that. We need to find the 23 best players who is going to do the business for Jamaica.
Man say no time for long service awards. Who I get shade for long service awards? Man say, you think you're there long and the time for that? No sentiment, boy. Run it.
Speed. What does representing Jamaica at this level mean to you?
I'm a nationalist, so it don't even matter which level. If once Jamaica call, and I've been called to serve in other capabilities, people just know of me in football because they haven't done their homework. But as you know, I was a volleyball president for 6 years, and I was one match away from going to the Olympic, in qualifications. The GOA, I've been the chef de mission on more than one occasion. I've been in Peru, that was the Pan American Games, and I've done the Commonwealth Games in England. So
where you make of Speed saying he's a nationalist first and foremost, and also where you make of Rudolph Speid being on so much various different boards and being trusted with so much thing. How do you see Rudolph Speid, the person? Why is he trusted on so much different board and so much different stuff? You matter about the volleyball team, the mind of Rudolph Speid, and him saying he's a nationalist. What do you make of that?
Yeah, so him saying that what it means that him put him country first. So as long as them call him to serve him country, like any role, any capacity, he ever do it because he served the country in volleyball administration. He brought a volleyball Premier League to Jamaica. We had clubs here doing that. And in football, he's done it at the Cavalier level, he's done it at the national level. And I mean, what you go back to what I say about the pressure being on him. So he likes the pressure because he likes to be able to set up people. You know that Rudolph Speid have a little ego about him. So he like to be able to say him get put in a pressure situation and came out on top of it. So if you put him in a situation, him that way turn it down. And that's what I mean by he's a nationalist. He wants to do well for the country. I want to be able to say that I serve the country at the highest level and I got results.
Okay.
Jamaica and all the other capacities, people just don't know. At this particular time, also, as you know, I've been appointed to the FIFA committee, right? And also CFU, I've served on the CFU Audit and Compliance Committee. So I've done a lot of work that people don't know about, which I'm proud of, and this is just another.
Whether you have a short tenure or a long tenure, what do you hope your legacy as the national head coach would be?
I am only thinking about 4.5 months to the end of March. I'm not even thinking longer than that. All of my focus is just to get the team over the line, because that's what we need right now for Jamaica.
And if we get over the line, would you expect to retain that job going to the World Cup and even beyond? You would have been interested?
I don't know. Depends on what the board thinks, because I'm also a very important member of the board. People believe that I only deal with the national senior team, but you have to remember what my track record is since I have this job. National Academy, that was me, or my committee. That was my committee. We did the men's Premier League, the revamping of the men's Premier League, women's Premier League. We turned into a professional organization. I'm working on the men's tier 2. I get it off the ground already, so it's gonna have its own operation. Coaching education, which is a big thing. We didn't have, when in 2018 we had, I think, 20 odd coaches with a B license. Now we have over 100. We have 1,500 D license. We have about 300 C license. We have about 8 A license and about 30 more doing it right now. And we have 4 persons doing pro license. So that is us. Club licensing is us. So there's a lot of things that we have put together from the technical committee. So people always say fire speed because we don't go to World Cup, but that's probably, not even 5% of the job that we do. We put in regulation for academies. We do a lot of work. And if you notice, people pretend not to notice, but there was a while when the Caribbean was closing down on Jamaica in terms of, our youth competition. We didn't win them last year. We win a lot. We met the under 15, we win the under 20. We came 14 CONCACAF under 15. Arnold Garner win the Shield. Cavalier win the Caribbean Cup. So Mount Pleasant is on the verge of winning. There's a lot of improvement in Jamaica infrastructure and building out what a good football nation look like in the future. And we have done extensive work on that, which is not being shouted around.
So for me personally, the major issue I have with right here is that speak about the Caribbean, the youth teams, Caribbean, but we've seen that we have got dethroned as the #1 team in the Caribbean in the men's senior football. So that while everything I build, I understand where I'm forward from to say that is value is added elsewhere in terms of coaching and all them something there. But the bread and butter team basically asleep behind with all of that. So I guess for him say I take it up on him and now for try and fix things himself.
He have no choice but to fix it, because you could argue him start the problem because he might have coaches that put us in its position. So now it turned to him to fix it.
Yeah, but
I think him like that pressure though. But I don't buy it when he said that him only think about this job until March. Because him said that, and then right after that him start listing out all the things him do and the legacy him have. I don't think him genuinely. He have to say that because I'm a diplomatic, but I don't think him genuinely not thinking about down the road.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So it's clear that the technical committee has, some significant achievements, but it's your role in that technical committee as well that has, like you suggested, brought on criticism from some people who believe that you have a direct hand in, the selection of the last 2 coaches who, things have not gone so well. How would you respond to those criticisms?
Right. So when what happened, is that we would have given the board, say, 4 names, and the board choose one. Sometimes it's not, the board don't choose the best one or the one that people think is the best football-wise, because a number of factors like affordability. Somebody come and say they want 100,000 a month. There's no way we can afford. Some coaches come and say, this is my salary, and I carry my staff, 8 people. We can't afford those 8. Not that we can't afford those 8, only that, but just think about how you stifle development are the ones that are here, the people who are here.
All right, so before I'm finished this, a few people have said that the way he answers these questions is not taking full accountability for the selection of the coaches that has failed. How important that is for you and how much that weigh for you? Because yeah, Hummingbird last time said to me, say, see it, him still not at the accountability, him still not accept say him wrong. However, I said to her, say, all right, him did say in a previous interview when he was asked how much percentage, and him say JFF 1/3, coaching staff 1/3, and the players 1/3. So that's how him did do it in a there. But you still not say him not say him and me a fair say, but he's part of the JFF and he was part of the technical advisor. So him probably a part of the coaching staff and he was a part of JFF. So it's basically 2/3 him basically I take without ever say me. So I think a lot of people want to hear him say, I take responsibility or some of the responsibility for it, and then I want to be a part of the solution. How much does that weigh for him to say, I, Rudolph Speid, solemnly declare that I take some of the responsibility? How important that is for you?
I mean, I don't think he's in a position where he can do that. Because if he come out and say, yeah, my fault, then him automatically saying, then if I'm my fault, I need to go. So if I need to go, I shouldn't be coaching the team right now. So I don't think he's in a position where he can actually say, when I'm thinking or not, I don't know. I have to sit down with him, I have a beer, and sit down and reason with him to hear that him say that to me. Personally, when I record that, I record it. But if now I'm on record and say, it was my fault, because if you say that, it means, what people want is for him leave the job. And like in our politics, when there's some scandal and they say, this man needs to step down. If Rudolph Speid was to say, it's my fault, then the next automatic comment would be, then if it's your fault, then you should step down. So if you should step down, then you shouldn't be the head coach of the team going into these playoff games. So I'm in a position where he just can't do that. So I think it in a sense, we'll listen to hear him say it's his fault. He might say it in indirect ways, but he not actually directly say it's my fault for that reason.
Okay. All right.
Here that are trying to get better at their craft. So, and this is what happened to us a long time. Some coach, even after we employ them, they say they're carrying 2 persons with them. And then all of a sudden, it's 6 and 7 additional persons, straying on our budgets. They want first class travel. And then our local people who were trying to develop, they move them out. So we're conscious of those things, right? So the last 2 coaches that come, as I said before, I thought it was a mixed bag, right? And we still have to give the coach some of the blame. We take we should take responsibility. Coach have to take responsibility.
So we should take some of the responsibility.
Yeah, we, not me. We.
So Issa, him say we. You want him say me? Yeah. Justin say you'll never say me. I guess we not good enough.
Responsibility, but the players also need to take responsibility. Everybody hears stories. I mean, who says that if they were rested, we wouldn't pull it off. So
if they were arrested, isn't that showing somebody under the bus? What? Who would say that if they weren't arrested?
Yeah.
I think that's all like throwing people under the bus if they were not arrested. That could have been not said. You think that needed to be said?
Him clear reference in the Trinidad game.
No man, no. Well, Trinidad game attack.
Well, that's part of it. Because certain players, wait, you have a crucial game, and you're talking about certain players not starting because you're cautious about them and them yellow card and all that.
No, I think of the party happenings in matter. Who said that they weren't arrested?
Oh,
you see what's happening? Run it.
I mean, it can't be me alone take all of the blame. Everybody have to share it, I think.
The man say, can't be me alone take all of the blame.
Yeah.
Everybody have to share it. When you hear that, people, when the man say, can't be me alone take all of the blame.
You know what is the thing when I hear though? Yeah. In all of this, if you feel that way, then are you sanctioning the players? Or even given them, even not a sanction, but are you sitting down and warning them?
Yeah, that's a good question for Ox.
Because if you acknowledge say their behavior was unbecoming, then surely if they answer to you, then you have some control of the situation in terms of what to do.
It's I saying it's not the party, so you might be right. So I guess we don't know what that means. I guess me interpret it one way, you interpret it another. It's interpret it another. So
Because I know a lot of people were upset at the starting lineup regarding Trinidad.
yeah, and I think he even addressed it on the same Omega show when him say he would have probably start one or two more players, but he did agree to resting a couple of the players then. And then him also say he would have also bring on the both of them and not just omit them totally from the game. I'm kind of find it strange because I'm like, if you bring on them and them still pick up the yellow card, are the same for the same. So if you're trying to not make them pick up the yellow card, why would you think about bringing them out? I don't think that is the right mindset. My mindset, which me the up before the game, was like, man, nah, rest them. Me, I make them play that game. There, anybody pick up yellow card, just miss the next game, and then I said,
exactly. And I mean, then you go after the win in Trinidad, and then you are the ones looking for the draw in Kingston, rather than Curacao.
Precisely. That's why me look on it. So missing Isaac and Isaac Ian Frey, Ian Frey, Dexter,
and Boza.
Shamar, them I forgot they got play for them.
Of course.
Them if you like the best team, and them I forgot they got play.
And
anybody got pick up yellow card. I'm when I miss the next game, use the next.
I mean, think about it this way. Look on the Arsenal Chelsea game Sunday night. You see how quickly the Arsenal backline get yellow card.
Yeah.
As a professional footballer, as a coach, you have to talk to the players and say, boy, mind your tackles, keep your head. Don't make nobody get in their head and make you do no foolishness. So if you know that is a crunch game, a crunch situation, you're supposed to be able to tell Dexter, say, Dexter, don't stand on a challenge. The man will try to draw you out, not play that game.
Yeah.
As a professional. So I'm not buy that same after him and a schoolboy football.
Yeah.
A big seasoned professional. Me not buy that.
Yeah, I think that was the single-handedly biggest mistake made by the coaching staff in that weight name there.
You reckon at the senior international level is just about to begin. How would you respond to questions about your ability at this? See what you have done at the club level, at the youth level, but this is your first time now coaching men's international team. How prepared do you feel for this job, and how would you respond to people who might have doubts about whether or not you are ready for the job, despite what you have done at the other levels?
Yeah, well, regionally I've done well too, right? But everybody had a first time. Every single person had a first time coaching an international team. But it's not my strength at football, is why I'm really strong. It's my other strengths that I've been managing people from I was 22. We understand the organization. I feel that almost nothing that I've set out to do.
We make of this though. It's not my strength at football, but it's about my managerial strengths. That concern you any bit?
No, I think he's talking about his ability to lead. Because people know Speid in the corporate world as well. He's a chartered accountant. He's worked in various corporate settings. And there are some things you can bring over from a corporate setting and a working world to leading. So you have to be on a training pitch with them and give them tactics. But at the same time, you have to be able to motivate them and get them to want to do the job that you bring them in to do. So he's hinting that he has that wealth of expertise from all walks of life and being able to deal with different personalities. And the team is made up of people from different backgrounds. So having worked in the working world and networking like he did, he's saying that he has the nose to work with different backgrounds of people and get them all pushing in the same direction.
Okay.
Those are the things that I think will carry me over the line. Of course, the football knowledge is great. I am not one not to ask people who know more than me what their opinions are. I have like...
Hey. So him say he's not one to not ask opinion. Very interesting indeed, and I'll continue with what him say about it, because I think this I gonna talk about.
Mr. Cole we talk about already.
Coley,
there is like 3 other former Reggae Boy coach line up to come and help. Well,
and you think that the 3 other Reggae Boyz coaches that's lined up to come help? What you think that would do for the team to have the farmer Reggae Boyz players them as a part of the coaching staff?
Yeah, so you're getting people that have been there already in this situation, and you're having people that are importantly coaching at higher levels. Because one of the names mentioned was Tyrone Marshall, former Reggae Boy. Tyrone Marshall has been working in MLS. He was an assistant coach at Salt Lake, and he's a head coach at a USL team right now. So he has the experience from coaching for a while to handle the task asked of him. But also he knows what it is like. And I'm not start talking about him because Bibi Gardner is another coach as well. Ultimate Butler is another coach as well. That have been in World Cup qualifying situations where it come down to the wire. Maybe not Marshall, because Marshall came in after the 98 campaign and he was a part of it when the team tried to qualify for the 2002 World Cup and the 2006 as well. So he would have been in that situation. And I guess even though he was not a part of a successful team that got to the World Cup, he can understand what went wrong in a qualification campaign to lead the team and guide them away from the mistakes that he made. And of course, with people like Bibi and Ultima Butler there, they can do the opposite in terms of telling you what you're doing that needs to change in terms of the culture of the team and the mindset of approaching the game to get you across the line. So I am fully for that.
100%, definitely.
I'm getting calls every day, to be honest. There's more that have certain skills that I'm going to be using. So it's not a speed thing. So that is what people are missing. The first rule
You hear that, people? It's not a speed thing.
of good management is to employ good people.
The first rule of good management is to employ good people. But then people have a beat him, as I say, but Speedy that employ the coach, them and none of them know right.
Yeah, don't.
You're falling on your own sword, right? As a Speed, man. Why?
Contradict himself, that's stuff.
Yeah.
That is what people don't figure. It's not me going to have all the answers. It's all the people who employ, make a team. And that's what I must think about, what my team is going to look like. That is going to be the key. I will need player people who can do the on-field drills, right? I will need people who's going to analyze everybody, analyze everything about our players and their position, right? Me alone can't do it. Of course, me have ideas about how things should be done, but everybody know what a good leader does. And I've done extensive work in my coaching, training, corporate, and in football about what true leadership is. And I think I'm very, very good at it.
Miguel Coley confirmed is going to be the assistant coach. How do you feel about his appointment and how can he help the process?
Yes, he has a tremendous experience coaching overseas, although most times as an assistant. But
all right, so this right here, so he has extensive coaching overseas, but then the show off is although most times as an assistant.
Yeah.
I think that was said deliberately to say that to those that was saying that he should have been the head coach and Miguel should have been the head coach, and if anything. So I think that was just to say.
Yeah, he must say him spend longer as a head coach than Miguel. So he must justify him role as a head coach and Miguel as an assistant.
I think it's really easy.
No man, him know him, man. But you see, sorry.
Person.
Yeah.
But that you see them smarts there. Him can point to that and say, boy, that is why them kind of coding they need you need as a coach to carry to them game as still.
Yes, it can benefit.
Yeah.
I think his insights will be significant, but there's other persons that coach at a high level who is joining the team, international level also. So I don't think you can look at me and say it's me, it's the team. So we have people who coach at international level, we have people who coach at high level in clubs, so when you put that team together, I think we'll have a good team.
Can you say on record who these other people are at this point?
No, because they have to clear some things with their with some of them that works have to clear some things first.
I know Rene Simoes has offered this himself. Do you see a role within the setup at whatever level for Coach Simoes?
The game has evolved a lot.
Yeah, the man immediately said, you know the game has evolved a lot.
Yeah.
Quick, wait about Simons. Quick.
What he must say is that what he must try to say is that football changed since Simoes and Simoes ideas not
Simons a
okay.
dinosaur.
Yeah, but what I think why he must say that is that because he knows say a man with as much clout as Simoes, the two of them would have clash. Because Simoes will come with his ideas, Speed will come with his ideas. And you can't really push Simoes in the corner and say, yo, pick up the training code and the man do that. Simoes won't have as much talk as him. So he knows that won't work.
As a legend, become yourself legend when I Simons. Yeah, a real legend boy. Yeah. The man say a dinosaur legend. Become yourself to a real legend.
And you know, and he had 2 stints. I am not looking there, but you know, I find this really weird about persons. If he wants to help himself and genuine and didn't want to get the publicity, just call me, because why is he telling everybody else and not telling me? So I don't know what his motives are. So let's see.
Oh, you have not spoken to him at all? Yes,
No, I think him should call me. If anybody who want to help, just call me. I'm not against taking help.
Let's turn our attention to the interconfederation playoffs in March. Obviously, Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, that's the tougher opponent, right? Before we get there, we have to beat New Caledonia. What are your thoughts on the overall competition that awaits us?
I think it's more difficult to get through that one than the one that will fail. That's my assessment.
So basically, must say the soup group would have been easier. But basically, I must say that
New Caledonia is not coming to play there. They are going to be playing very hard, and it's easy for us to underestimate them. In addition, they have an advantage. They play at altitude, and we're going to be playing at altitude. Right? So we have to take those factors into consideration.
The past life you had will shock you.
No. What kind of past life you had will shock you advertisement, to be honest. But yeah, as I must say about New Caledonia, them play at altitude.
Yeah.
And them not forward for roll over. Very interesting indeed. However, the way yeah, go ahead.
Continue. No, you continue.
I said the way I'm describing New Caledonia here is like all of us will expect us to be the favorites going into the game. And yes, based on them ranking, you'd expect that. But for him, can make such a quick assessment for say, he might expect we have more of the ball and they might play with different because we rank higher. I guess him not say so yet, but that him gonna say in a bit. But you go ahead.
Yeah, so based on New Caledonia ranking, them definitely not going to underestimate Jamaica. So it means that them going to come and set up difficult for Jamaica breakdown. And I think him acknowledge that. But we also need to, we see just like how we in a position now where why. We in a situation now where
people that dribble that ball you learn fast, you know, him learn.
So we in a situation where we have to assess where we are and how we need to fix things. New Caledonia realize that this is a step up. So who is to say that New Caledonia are not going to go and recruit just like how we need to recruit too. So I think that make New Caledonia a little tricky because we don't know what setup they will come with. We know how they might want to play, but we don't know what the personnel will be like and what the level of competition they will bring into us. Because from what I understand, just like how Curaçao has that affiliation with the Netherlands, and they were able to bring in players from the Dutch system, New Caledonia has a similar affiliation to France. And who is to say that they're not going to be looking to recruit players from the French league who have no chance of getting into the French team to go to play for New Caledonia? That is one of my concerns with them.
Yeah, that one interesting. But when we look on them current squad, honestly,
yes, current.
Yeah, they would do well to get in a few quality players by now and then. But I don't think that's a.
Why you think it's hard? Why think it's hard for them fine players though? Because if you're this close to the World Cup and you say you're a part where have aspirations to play for France, I know said they dream they're gone. And you get a call from the New Caledonia coach, I know say boy, I just 2 games they need to win to go World Cup. You really gonna turn it down?
I guess not. You have a point in there, you have a solid point, but me not hear them link with nobody. Me hear Congo
Yeah,
link
that we
with
know.
everybody. But me not hear New Caledonia link with nobody. So it just concerned me a bit why them not
You
link with
see who?
nobody.
Hold on. You see when the group they draw. You see who they start up there with them. Christian Carembo.
Who?
Christian Carembo, a former France player,
Oh yeah. I
he's
him
a
did that.
top scout.
Yeah. Oh, Zin?
Yeah, so don't take that lightly.
Okay, we could see, no, we could see, but me not really aware. Honestly, me no want to do the same thing and think about soup
Yeah,
again.
exactly. But I don't want to think about soup.
Yeah, we just have to go
One
and
of the soup
go to
last
the
time.
business. One of the soup, but yeah.
You see, when a team knows, what they have to do, like New Caledonia, I know that they're playing opponents at the higher rank, they play different. So it's gonna be a task to break them down and get to score some goals. So we have to really look and study them, but I think we have to be careful not to look past them before we get past them. And so I'm not going to try and take that risk.
Like them talk from a coach that sound like something way.
Yeah.
Alex Ferguson that say we are Jose Mourinho. Now we have to make sure we get past them before we look past them. All the right rhythm, all the right notes are struck.
Yeah. But honestly, I feel more confident with Speedily the team than McLaren, honestly.
For real?
Yeah.
Jaja. Me actually feel so as well personally. McLaren instill none of we with that confidence. But one important thing them as I just don't want the interview done because we're not only up for a longer time when the interview done. But we just want to touch back on the midfield for 5 minutes and then we'll move on. But we'll touch back on the topic. I remember just made the interview play.
We focus on them too. Now Congo is come across with a lot of pedigree and they would have done extremely well. There's the African Nations Cup coming up, which they will get some more practice, more than us, because we will be dormant while they are playing at least 3 games. I expect them to go through the run, so I expect them to play at least 4 games or 5 games. So yeah, they'll have a more set team. But it's an advantage and it's also a disadvantage. They'll probably just stick to that team, so I'll be able to more look at what they are capable of doing.
Hey, this right so what I'm say, because them got African Cup. And him can watch the me never made that. Personally, I wasn't thinking
him
of that.
Scout them can't scout we.
Him can't scout.
Can't only scout the previous game.
That one there, he must say all the right things that
He must think.
Yeah, he must think, people must think.
Yeah.
So for me, that one out of the whole interview, when I hear this, I say, so this make enough sense.
That's the part of people with confidence.
Yeah, that part it made no sense for me. So I guess we're gonna scout them and them team drop. I guess on the next show make I highlight them something because we're not gonna do much longer other than the interview today. But we're gonna check out them team. But a good talk right as a speed. Good talk.
Yeah.
But we rank 70, they rank about 56. We have beaten teams ranked much higher than Congo in the past. It's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be tough, and we have to be on our A game and get the persons and the people with the right mentality that go into that game to say we can't lose. But it's not beyond us. I think we can do it.
Confident?
Yes, I think we can do it. It's not beyond us.
Confident? Yes, I think we can do it.
To get the job.
It's not beyond us. I feel so as well.
Yeah.
Man say yes without stutter. No water in the man mouth people. Man say yes. Confident. I think we can do it. It's not beyond us. And you hear that? Run it.
What will be the biggest challenge in preparing this team in such a short time, and how do you plan to overcome that challenge?
Well, one of the things now we're looking at is who is playing, who is playing every day, who is playing a lot of minutes. What happened? Those are some of the players we have to really look at to say.
Hold on. Very important note right there. No. Who is playing?
Yeah.
Who is playing a lot of minutes? Very interesting because I think that they kind of derail winner the last time out to say who is playing and who is playing a lot of minutes, because the truth is we're gonna get players from where I play a lot of minutes, by the way, because that's our next thing, because we don't have much players around the world we actually play a lot of minutes. So
and a start.
And I
That club.
start. Yeah, we know it's a handful of them we have. So that one will be very interesting to see how him
And
actually
I guess
navigate
in
this.
being relative, in the sense that playing as opposed to a man where now have a club or a search for a club like again like a Ravel. Like a
Yeah.
Ravel school shot.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I will see. But again, that's one of the concerns them where a lot of people they have. So I could see,
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to it.
Okay. It's not gonna be a tournament where you play 6 games is a knockout. So it have to be a knockout mentality that you have. You have to go for the juggler every single time in both games and see it out if you have to. So it's a mentality that I think we have to develop. I think we'll have a couple of days to do it. So we just have to use what we have. You see, it don't make sense at this point. We're saying we need more time. We just never get the time. So we have to go look on the games and work back where when we're going to do what to make sure we are the best prepared as possible for each one of the individual games. So we get past New Caledonia and the Congo, we have some more time. So if we need a psychiatrist to come in and speak to the players, we make sure we structure everything right. So we just look on the 31st and work backward.
Yeah, as I say, right, that's everything we must say, right, that's I like most things.
Like that. Yeah.
Talking about a psychiatrist as well. All them something. I like the idea. I must say all the right things, right? So.
Yeah.
You know what the Reggae Boyz mean to Jamaica. You know what the qualifying to the World Cup would mean to Jamaicans. Just finally, what is your word to the public? What's your word to the players who you'll be taking charge of as we...
My husband is 57.
Whoa, we not care if your husband is 57. All that important to we know. Eh? Final word time, you must say final word time, and the lady I tell me about her husband. I don't want to know about your husband, lady.
Husband not even play for the side.
Yeah, I tell you, her husband not even play.
the Rudolph Speid led era of the Jamaica's national senior men's football team.
Well, you want me to sing a song? Tell them don't worry about that thing. No.
Yo, look at you, man. Look at you, man. Look at you, man. Good. You know what I say? As him say, sing a song, tell him don't worry about that thing. You know what I say in a stadium? I mean, I have to go beat the DJ. But probably get too caught up in the moment. Or probably the DJ the too caught up in the moment. But at halftime, I never hear, don't worry about that. I never hear them tune them. I never hear Jamaica land. I never hear no. I can't remember about the tune them way that tell me say believe no man. Yes, can't remember about the tune them. Probably the two caught up.
Yeah, you're probably right. But I don't remember because at halftime, me busy I try to get some food. So I never really pre-walk one in the stadium itself.
Probably, but me care if me did that. I'm pretty sure if don't worry about a thing, every little thing is gonna be. Me know say me that member. Yeah. I just feel like me that member it subconscious.
Well, maybe the man in charge of the sound did not worry, so I'm not gonna think about that. In 2 words to play that.
Maybe not worry, but yo, Speed give it like a tune right or something. Speed.
Oh, serious. I mean, look, whatever is going to happen in that, Jamaica can be assured that there will be no compromise. Will be uncompromising about the players that we put on the pitch.
And this right so is probably the most important part of the interview. There will be no compromise. Jamaica can be assured that we will be uncompromising about the players that we put out on the pitch. Yeah. And I think that is the major concern with everybody. Everybody will talk about the buzzwords, they get me and say about the appearance of conflict of interest. But the coach come out and say out time own mouth so we can be assured that they'll be uncompromising. You see me? That is something what needed to be said.
And he can assure them because, but then we can use the word and in this space, but let's just say he is in a situation where he have to perform. So because him have to perform, him have to deliver. So that is why I must say them not to worry because he know him have to perform. Because if he not perform, I hate that. Because you can argue that him put you in a position, in a situation, and him have to leave you outside. he have too much to lose on this because for one, he is a part of the JFF. Questions will be asked of him. He's a Jamaican, he wants to the team. He's not like a Steve McLaren where can see the team fail and say, Chubba quit and go back home. He have to deal with it. He have to walk the streets of Jamaica and face Jamaicans when it not happen.
Yeah. Facts.
So too much at stake for him. So him have to deliver. I like that him acknowledge that.
Facts.
I expect the players to be uncompromising with any opponents that they play against. And I can assure you that whatever debacle used to happen, all of these players come on the pitch 100%. Not 90 and not 85% player. All of them are come 100% for give everything them got to.
Yeah, and this is our nice talk as well. Everybody afford to give 100% because that's our next thing where people are questioning. So I guess probably him can assure you of those things, and I guess
and assure somehow we all people when they're interested, when they're serious enough.
Yeah, that's what this sound like. That'll be very interesting, very interesting indeed.
To Jamaica's effort. You never asked him the question, but
well, and before you ask the question, we never get asked. People say 100 likes. We still have more than 100 over there. So if you know, say you're part of the people them will make up the 100 and other over there, and you like the video yet, stop what you do right now, smash the like button, carry to 100 likes, people. We're close to 100 likes. It's just about 18 more likes. If you're one of them 18 people, there are more. When I like the video, just hit a like button on the video, people. We are work, and we have an expert over here tonight. I mean, I tell you, hopefully him not be a stranger to the show because him give some good expert knowledge to the show. But run it again.
Some people might ask why McLaren win if I was there. I was never there to insist. I was always there to assist, and I assisted him. But he had the last say.
So this is a famous talk, and this I got answer. Somebody asked about this. If him have all answers, or say here, Jay, my brother saying, am I to think that Mr. Speid had all these ideas and sat back and watch McLaren fail? That this is what irks me. Why now? Why didn't he throw the kitchen sink at the issue before? And I think this probably answer the question.
Yeah, it does.
To say that he was not there to insist. And me also again, I don't have no bag of coaching experience, but my small coaching experience, I can't tell on this. Assist my brother in some U11s, U13, U11s on the overseas. I mean, I tell you.
Yeah.
No matter how I tell my brother, say, yo, bro, do this. Yo, bro, do that. The man that never do it and I lose. I went time him realize say, you know, say me I lose, and you know, say him have to listen to me now. That is when him finally listen to me. Till one time he come like me a coach a team. Big and serious thing. Till one time I me the players they want to hear from. So as an assistant, sometimes you will tell your head coach a lot of things, but you can't make him do it because him have the final call. So as much as we might feel like say is bullcrap, just the talk alone, I say the talk, some big talk him making in an interview. Trust me.
That quote him met about him there to assist, not insist, is a very powerful thing him said. Because what I think is him trying to suggest without actually outright saying is that McLaren just never listened to him. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, that's why you say Douglas is some brother about coach. Big of myself, Douglas. My brother get and it's so ironic. My brother actually will win the league, you know, and my brother forget coach at the tournament and he didn't get it, but that's a story for a different day. You know what I mean? And we felt so hard done by, but you don't know the thing, guys. People like we.
Because you're not able to say you will help him do it.
Yeah, but as people like we have to know say certain things against us. You know what I mean? But the greatest thing we win the tournaments. That more than anything.
In everything. Yeah. So I couldn't, you know, and people have to understand when I have a problem with if you come and try bully somebody who's in charge, then you stop listening to you. So it's my time You say what you have to say?
Well, on there, you did try bully the man, and that's what you're saying. Did you try to bully the man, and him stop listening to you?
But I was assisting, not insisting, you know. And if him want advice, he marks. So for him no want, you know. So yeah, that's really where I go. I was assisting, not insisting.
I mean, on that note too, how do you personally feel about that disappointment of not securing qualification when we had the chance to the final round?
You see, like most people just look at the football alone. I don't look on just the qualification to the World Cup alone, because this means so much more to Jamaica, right? Financially, we struggle. Everybody knows that we have 11 national teams, only one team make money, not even the girl team make money, right? The women's senior team. So, and then we have a lot of teams, leagues that we need to develop, youth programs that we have to, which a lot of times we have to neglect those to pay for, the senior teams to go on their journey. So financially, it's a disaster for us. We needed the money, right, to run the organization properly and help with development programs, etc. So it's a disaster on a lot of levels for us. Again, after Melissa walked through Jamaica again, we thought this would be something good to happen to the nation so everybody could be happy. I remember the last time we went to the World Cup, I think the people report that there was no crime the next year or something like that, or the same year, the next year or something like that. It was just such a good feeling. So we deserve something. We needed something special for the country after the disaster that we got through, and so many people did lose their most of everything. So from those levels, it was a great disappointment for us. And I never thought at no point in time until it finally finished that we would not have made it. Really disappointing.
Yes, so that was the full interview. I think, what I think of that interview, I'm talk about Macy Greenwood being on a plane, and if Macy Greenwood up on the plane and it turned back. But I forgot to find that. But anyways, to me, it was an interview that answered majority of the questions that I think most of the fans wanted to hear. Jay Omenbird is still not pleased because I think she wants him to hold his hand up and say, "Hi, Mr. Rudolph Speid." But I guess as he explained, he will not do that. But I think it was a good interview. I think he answered a lot of the questions that most people
As better
wanted.
he could have answered them without putting himself in a situation where he put himself under fire too.
Yeah, definitely. But that said, I think overall, I think that's what the people wanted to hear, because I think Jay Omenbird was one of them that said that he should come out and speak to the people, and he did. Yeah. But any other thing before we run up? The midfield. One last thing on the midfield I did want to say, as Mr. Joshua and Anglin, I think we have to use that option more, and other options we have, as you talk about the Daniel Johnsons, we have to use the midfield options. But I think one of the things where me can take some sort of positivity from is the fact that Rudolph Speid's own Cavaliers team seem to use mostly midfield. I don't think he use other midfielders. I can't remember him using makeshift options in midfield. Right. It's mostly midfielders in midfield. So hopefully we'll see him using midfielders in midfield, specialist midfielders in midfield. Any other thing we would have missed that you don't want to talk about? And Fosca is still here, so I don't know if Fosca want to say.
What's program one? The only reason I'm not interrupt is because the interview and both of answer the questions, ask questions, and answer questions at the same time. I feel like it was the best to just like give it a.
Yeah, man, the right thing. Plus the time construct as well, because we are trying to run up the show now. I know say Justin have other things to do. But go ahead, Justin. Your last take for run up in terms of the whole show, the whole interview. Anything would have missed that you don't want to talk about?
No, so I think he answered the questions as best as he could without putting himself in the line of fire too much. Yeah. My key thing was that at the end where he talked about assisting rather than insisting. So he pretty much suggested that McLaren was doing his things his own way. And it goes back to what I say about him not trusting the local ideas, local minds, local talents. Because we talk about Joshua Anglin in the midfield and not using him. And McLaren just had his own way and it didn't work out. But something else to say about midfield, we lose the train at that. But yeah.
People, the ball are over dribble and the ball outside right now. Don't dribble the ball outside. But I say, but King, I asked many times, who is Justin? Justin, remind her who is Justin, because she keep on asking who's
So
Justin.
my real name is Rashid Parchment from the Jamaica Observer. I'm a sports writer and I'm a broadcaster too. You can catch me on Edge FM tomorrow afternoon with the Burgerman show, 3 p.m. I'll be there. I'm here weekly. And you can see my articles in the Jamaica Observer.
Okay, all right. You hear that, J. Hummingbird?
So
And
you're not looking for Justin, you're looking for Rashid.
Rashid, yeah.
Rashid
You hear that?
Parchment.
And Pia, baller we have on the show tonight. A big baller, you know what I mean? The baller know him stuff. Is he prepared questions? Yeah, it's probably some PR, but they were needed. Irrespective, they were needed, and the
But
coach
listen,
come out
we can tell you this from dealing with people in the JFF. You see, if you ask them pointed questions, if the questions targeted enough, you're not gonna get them on record saying what they want to say. So sometimes not that we don't ask the questions, sometimes we don't get them to answer it on record.
Yeah, definitely. But people, we're gonna run up the show right there. So I think it was an excellent show. Just incredible, me I tell you, it was a pleasure.
Premier League too.
Just don't be a stranger. We'll be here again, I think Saturday. Man. Don't be a stranger if you're free.
We support, by the way. Where's
Liverpool, me support. Liverpool.
That's why we're not getting to the Premier League too, you know.
Yeah, that's why we are going. All right, so probably Sunday. Just tell me which day have it. We are connect up. When I have your digits, just make me get the digits and we'll connect up. Man. And whenever you're available, you want, we can talk some football because Premier League, Arsenal, we're not clean up, but we're gonna get into it. But I said,
you see, you try to go with me for say an hour here and jinx it. That now.
Yeah, but if we know win it that year, I wouldn't not win it. But we're gonna talk some Premier League. We'll have weekend again.
Aston Villa Saturday morning 7:30.
Yo, but trouble, yo. I mean, I'll be honest with you. You see Villa farm.
Yeah, but no, because we're going to Villa Park, and I mean, but we notice say every team want to play, we meet them right as they enter the top four.
You feel so?
Sunderland, Chelsea, Newcastle, City, Tottenham never did it, but they're close.
Yeah, Villa. Oh, Villa have managed to find a for me. The man them couldn't find a goal in our first couple games. Well, that is football. Yeah. That is.
And Brian Middle 2 over then take over and now win the game.
Yeah, it's serious. We're gonna talk some football. Probably after the weekend.
After the weekend, after weekend results.
Talk some football and catch up. I also want to do a segment on that as well. We'll probably can give a prediction or just for see how the games are go. So it's an idea of so. I'm glad say you like that with a part of it too. And this is a day job. This is actually a job. So you're an expert. Again, whenever I can make some time, just make me know if you have half an hour. We know we use half an hour. Well, if you have an hour, you get me. I say whenever, just make me know. But people, I'm not gonna keep with guests any because I not like over keep the guests them, you know. When we have speed on the show, I have to run speed and say speed go on a bit. When me
but as you said, very good. But I said man.
Yeah, man, but we're around up the show regardless, man. Because we don't want to dry it out and then easy me. Probably tomorrow, I don't know, tomorrow, Saturday or Sunday, but I'll let you know. You keep in touch and I'll let you know. Though. But people, big up Justin, people to smash the like button on the way out, people, because that show you, as I said, the clash ends. Me said the clash ends, you know. Because me realized that the space kind of calming down little by little. I remember when the news just broke and the team never qualified automatically, the fans, them, may I tell you, emotions did I, Justin. When I say emotions did I, is I literally didn't want to say anything. Because I could get an objective view on everything because me I tell you, the people them never want to hear no objectivity.
Yeah, listen.
One thing the people them never want to hear.
Listen, the day when Speid get announced as a head coach, you know, I was on here talking about it. And see, as we say here, say it's a plug and play option. And we say it's a sensible option. People are telling me say, boy, you're a Speid friend, so you're gonna defend him or whatever. And I say, boy, bro. Everybody reason with emotion at the time. Yeah, so if you say something where simple favor it automatically mean to people say and that is not the case. Yeah, man, I appreciate it coming, bro.
Yeah, you could be objective none at all. You get me? I say so it's either I was coming on here to say one thing or I did say no. After almost 3 hours, you say you know want him straight to Big up yourself, Jordan. One knockings. Yo, knockings. You say knock hold on. Before we do that, we have to show some homage to knockings, and while I show homage to knockings, we have to show some homage to myself. Because here's the thing, people, yo. Knockings, I'm a general and find it ironic. So the game, Mount Pleasant, we have to say big up Mount Pleasant on
Yeah, man.
winning.
Big up Topper.
Yeah, big up Topper,
Some
big up
respect on
Mount
Topper
Pleasant,
name.
me I tell you. Put some respect on Topper name because what a game it was, me I tell you. You
Mm.
never did the game, you see, right?
No. Put in the two place
Yeah, you
one
see,
time.
you never told the me I tell you, but the game very interesting. Me get my money's worth, me I tell you. When I say me get my money's worth, I got my money's worth because here's the thing. The game had everything we needed. Drama.
Yeah.
The OM team went down to 10 players.
Yeah.
And then going down to 10 players, me I tell you, say, going down to 10 players is like a second half. Half time, top of fix things half time. I mean, I tell you, say,
Yeah.
we top of fix half time, bringing on Tyreek the magician.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the next ball I know. I can't talk about them ball at the end of them say, King of your ball of them. You see me? But yeah, when they bring on Maggie again, initially Maggie really settled on the game, but then what Maggie did after was you can see we saw the good and the bad side of Maggie. But Maggie is a what you call it is a confidence baller. I think Maggie is what you call the definition of a confidence baller. So when Maggie got the confidence, especially after him score, but before him score, you could have said him calm down the game, him get the touches and all of that. And then after the man score, me I say, you know, so Maggie is such a confidence baller. If a coach can really program this ball, and then me say, hold on there. I wish coach used to coach Maggie. Hold on there.
Yeah.
I wish coach used to coach Maggie in a Manning Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, so hold on there. You know, I put 2 and 2 together and get 4. Now Miguel Coley. Wonder if Miguel Coley can plug and play about the magician back in the
See that?
I said,
and as I say, remember at the start, me say the thing with Coley would have understand them local boy, and some of them were probably going on the side. He probably coached them already. Whether as assistant at the national team or at JC, so you never know.
Definitely. That'd be very interesting indeed. But hold on, I want to bring up this on the screen for hold on there. Wait good play, wait good something. I hit this. A good one this year. More bring up this. It's not gonna show much. So I don't even another goal more show. I did want to play this.
Magician.
Right. Hola. Who this people? Who this? Look at the big bad question, then big up Knockins. But Knockins, me I tell you, Knockins pick out yo, me I tell you. Tyreek the magician, me have to pull
The
it
confidence up. From that celebration.
Pull it up, we have to pull it up.
Tyreek, I kind you, the magician. Right? Where do you get the confidence from? That celebration. What did it say on your shirt? Where did you get that confidence?
But here I go and you know say me ask the question, a good question, you know, but me I learn how to ask questions without you got hear the mistake I make, and you as a seasoned journalist, I can tell me the mistake I make. I pull it up again.
Eric, I kind you, the magician. Right? Where do you get the confidence from? That celebration. What did it say on your shirt? Where did you get that confidence from to put that on your shirt? Keep calm and pass the ball and pass me the ball.
Yeah, it's a shirt I've had for a really long time.
Yo, so you know it's a good question, and the man say, the man take a deep breath, and the man I say, yo, King, you think you're easy. The man says a shirt I've had for a very long time.
Yeah.
So the magician, yeah, I read the interview, yo. The man take a deep breath and sigh. Yo, yeah, tell you.
I worked the first time I played here for the national team when we played against Honduras. I didn't get to score that game. Yeah, and I decided to wear it tonight again. And yeah, thankfully I got a goal from it. But it's just like to make a little statement, you know.
It's
yeah,
just to make a little statement, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I tell you.
nothing too serious.
He said full video out. You see how what the easy, you know, one says it's just to make a little
Statement.
statement, but nothing too serious. But watch out now. As some you know, say Knockins, I'm a general for real. Cause watch you again. Top of question. Guess which question Knockins post again? You would never believe. Wait,
Coach, you
I
had
the wrong one this.
from scoring in the World Cup.
But big up,
National teams are more.
big up Makanov. Here's the ironic thing as well while you're here. So I had 2 questions in my phone.
Yeah.
You know, so Makanov asks one. You know these things, guard. Makanov asks me question. A good thing, say me have a second question. Me I tell you,
Yeah.
a good thing, say you have to work with more than one questions in the people.
And I mean, you can listen to what he must say and have a follow-up question from his response too.
Yeah, me I learn to do that. Hold on, man. Me
Yeah,
not
man.
reach to say it, man. Me I learn to do that, man.
I know in the Caribbean Cup. Can you say at this point where we is ranked in terms of accomplishment?
Well, I just have to.
Yo, you hear what I'm saying? Can you say
No.
at this point where this ranking had accomplished? Me I read the exact question I have and show
Yeah.
you. So my question was what? Midaga Kainet, Kings of the Caribbean. Where does this rank in your overall achievement in football as a coach? Me that say in football for
Yeah.
pause. Because I know say this is a World Cup player. I know say the rank now. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
coach. But
Yeah.
him basically the same thing him say, don't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I listen what him say.
As I said before, we just have to keep doing it. You know, so each time a title, a trophy, whatever you want to call it, is there. We're gonna play. We're gonna give it our best. So again, sky's the limit. Just keep working.
And also for me, coach, at this time, given that you took up this project about 3 years ago, how satisfying is it to see that it's come to fruition at this point, given the fact that just having talent doesn't mean that success will come?
Well, again, you can't be too satisfied. Again, we have put ourselves in a position, you know, bigger league for players to go out there and show. You know, we want to see players going abroad. We want to see players going on trial. We don't want players who just want to stay at Mount Pleasant. Any player who just want to stay at Mount Pleasant make no sense they're there. You know, so that's the start of environment. So they put themselves on a stage where they're on show. You know, they're on show. So they're out there, you know, to show CONCACAF region, Caribbean at large, what they are made of.
You hear that? Man say no one to play as well.
Yeah.
Man no want to play as well. What's the Mount Pleasant,
Right.
sir?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And yeah, it's a good talk. The aim is not Mount Pleasant.
Definitely.
The aim is to go abroad and make a name abroad. And for him to, you notice that him not big up himself because him know, you know, you can win and still get dumped. But it happened to him international, it happened at Mount Pleasant already. Having won the Premier League with Mount Pleasant and then them never renew him contract. So him know for a fact say just achieving something you not done this. So you have to keep achieving. You're only as good as your last game, and I like that mentality from him.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you this Knockins post now. Yeah, the big question again. But here's the thing, I have to correct that big question here, by the way. I have to correct that big question. I thought it was a big question at the moment because I guess probably I never done proper research, but that's still a good question. Run it. Hold on there. I'll go. Unmute this.
Are you dreaming?
Unmute this.
Our Cavaliers won this trophy and was able to bring Lionel Messi to Jamaica. Are you dreaming of the same right now? Well, I don't know who.
So basically ask the man if my dream for bring back Messi to Jamaica again. But I like him answer more than even my question, because guess what? The question for Cavaliers, for Mount Pleasant bring back Messi to Jamaica. The way the current setup is, it's impossible at this round. I think they probably can meet if Mount Pleasant go through to the next round.
So it's kind of like asking about the Reggae Boyz playing Congo before them get to New Caledonia. Kind of jump.
Yeah,
But
but
at the same time, I don't think we should be just focusing and playing Messi. Messi is not a trophy.
What do you mean by Messi is not a trophy? Yo, we
Messi
disagree
not a
with
trophy.
this one.
We don't ever compete. We don't ever just face Messi. The man that has try for God's prize in Canada competition.
Well, I guess looking at it that way, it's also good for say if him win at them time. So facing the Messi is still the aim because probably he might meet Messi in the next round. Said way, so going through the next round. But I get what you say.
He can't go there and not beat Messi. Messi can play another team in another round. Not the same
that's
round.
true. But as we uptown say, Messi is a trophy in this region. Messi is definitely a trophy. I agree, uptown. But Jay Umber says, King, you always get caught up in trying to get the question perfect and ending in putting yourself under undue pressure. Stop second guessing yourself. Yeah, man, we are something where me I learn probably the general is me probably Justin get some adjusting confidence or something. We call it techniques. You know what I mean? Probably I get some of that. The man them say me excited. Just that you're excited like myself. The man them say I was excited. Fanboy behavior. The magician, you mean? You have to big up the ball. Yo, me? You have to big up the ball at them time. Man. You have to big them up said way.
Over time, you're going to get used to being at the space with them. And it's not coming like them too.
Yeah, man, but I still a big them up said way now. My ball at them, you know. So I say magic, me not stop calling Maggie the magician. So now I get used to it. That is the magician for me. You see me? Because more the ball are the good. So me not stop make him know say man the magician. You get me? I say nah, I ever stop. But we can listen to the answer where Tapagi, because it was a very, very good response.
We're becoming, you know, but as I said before, we are in the position that we want to do better. So it doesn't really matter who gets here. You know, we want to do better. We want to, as a Jamaican club representing Jamaica, we want to go one step further. So it doesn't really matter who we play. We just have to prepare ourselves physically and mentally.
We saw where Cavaliers won this trophy.
So basically, the answer was it doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is good, isn't it? So I like that.
And we need to also not make the mistake of just comparing Mount Pleasant achievement to Cavalier. We need to make Mount Pleasant enjoy this. Rather than say Cavalier do this last year and I match it up and I match it up Mount Pleasant did not Cavalier last year. Make the man enjoy without mentioning Cavalier too much.
Yeah. But it was, you know, so I have a Mount Pleasant video for do because I tell them Mount Pleasant is such a super team. And on the day, I think that Bailey was the best. I think Bailey was probably the best footballer on the pitch. Honestly, Bailey really, especially in the first half, he really gave a good account of himself.
Yeah.
So Bailey, again, the Warner Brown goal, a lot of people that said offside. It was flagged offside initially, but even that just shows a Warner Brown, they hungry. When you talk about a hungry footballer, that is such a hungry footballer. You know, some have some clippings.
Another baller with their squad where McLaren have a business boat.
Well, him they get injured in all honesty. I don't know if him never business about him because him was him starting forward until him get injured. So I don't know. But Warner Brown shows him hungry and Maggie, it come like it's a script. You'd have to go write that. All if you write that script, they couldn't write it any better. Say Maggie that come up with the winner. But yeah, but Justin, really is a pleasure for having you. And again, we're gonna do this. Missy say, this is what I really love. Missy say, this is your passion, bro. You see me?
Enjoy it.
Missy say, enjoy it. But again, don't be a stranger. As I say, we're gonna connect up.
Yeah, man.
Get your digits, get my digits, and connect up. And whenever you're available, and because we are gonna go back in a full swing, and not because the boys them know they gone through as yet. Because me still believe, but on a scale. How much I believe? You still believe so we are going to World Cup? Honest thoughts.
You said still, but never did believe at first, but now more believe when we do have one.
Oh, yeah, do that.
As I said, when McLaren had, say I eat that. No. But no, I have more confidence.
No, you have more, Jaja, people hear that, and no, Justin believe. Say, no, me, come here, with all intensive purposes and everything go well and set up, me and my YouTube brethren, Nika Media House, we are planning for make the trip go Mexico. They for celebrate the the boys them. Jay Umbert said we still have the girls. Yeah, man, we still have the girls, but it come like the girl them. We just confidence in the girl them are gonna World Cup. I don't know if we take it for granted. We don't know if we take it for granted right now.
I have some reservations about for them coach them.
Oh, okay.
That's another time though. That's another discussion.
Yeah, another discussion for another time. But people, the man have a wealth of knowledge, just incredible. I would say you have a wealth of knowledge from, and I really appreciate you being here. You get me? I say you added so much value to the show. You see me, and as long as you actually don't be a stranger, we attack a whole for football, because that is the thing. For me, the other day when the news broke, one of the other things when me never run out and do a bag of video is I see the space got flooded. Everybody had them granny start do a video. When we there night after night, I struggle, you know, night after night when no ball not play. Because some me do it, you know, when no ball not play, I'm still there. Because there's so much football to talk about. And there's a lot of people neglect the boys them in them times. Just through ball not play. But now my time for get back in the ball game, for talk the ball game, and world of football I play. Not only Jamaica football, as I say, but the Premier League, they have to play Champions League, I play next week. So we have a lot of football for talk about. Even though what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to gear whatever I'm talking about around the Reggae Boyz them said way, but the Reggae Boyz them still play Premier League, because over this weekend we saw Ethan Pinnock got a start.
Rico Henry too.
Rico Henry got a start. And then the two of them get some at the same time. I don't know what the coach I do. So it's a whole lot of football to talk about, and we can incorporate them in it, because everywhere we go, you don't know, we have the Reggae Boyz them for pick out them one by one. So
and we can tell you, say, even though the Reggae Boyz not gonna give up until March, them are going in the news. Even by give it a week or so, you're gonna hear more Reggae Boyz story come out. So there's always things to talk about.
No man, there's always things to talk about. And I'm gonna bring back. You see, when they say hot take, today they say hot take. And I say, yo, man, if you bring back that show there, that show name Hot Take Tuesdays, bro. Okay. If we dust off that show there and run it back again every Tuesday. And bring back some Hot Take.
No worries, sir.
Alright, people here. Just incredible. We dust off Hot Take Tuesdays, and then we have the Reggae Boyz watch, when we usually do that after the weekend. So we got dust off them show.
We said we're not confident that the Reggae girls coach them.
Jesus Christ. See the hot take, probably at the next hot take, probably at Tuesday. The guys will get in, but please don't say that.
Dash the word.
What is that word? Soup. Oh. Alright, porridge. When I say porridge instead.
Saturday dinner.
Saturday dinner, Sunday dinner. But Saturday dinner. See, yo, people, the man is a legend. The man says Saturday dinner. And for a while, at 2 seconds it take, I was loading like my internet. You know, the internet that moves slow. I was Justin, people, Justin a legend boy. Justin, I tell you. The man says Saturday dinner, I'm think that fly over enough of them edited. That fly over enough of them edit. Them remember what is Saturday dinner in Jamaica? I should just get it. Just get it. Just think of yourself, don't worry about it. Don't lie. Think of yourself. People, if you don't enjoy the show, yeah, man. And again, Justin, tell them where them can find you before you leave.
Yeah, so as I say, I'll be on the Burger Man show tomorrow at 3 p.m. on Edge FM, Edge 105, and you can find my articles in the Jamaica Observer. Rashid Parchment is the name there.
Yeah, definitely. People want to look out for Rashid Parchment. That is just incredible. And I would like to think, because I know say, I like for things say, the we call it conventional media personals bias. But I honestly feel like Justin did an excellent job of being objective tonight. When I asked for a sports article, right?
Yeah, sports articles. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Justin was objective. I know that everybody have them biases. Even me having biases. We are human being. There's no human without them prejudice.
But yeah, you have to be objective.
Is him, but I think he was objective, and me I tell you, had a lot of vibes and a lot of credit, a whole lot of vibes to the show. So people, until next time, Fasca, come from one of your bed and come big up the people them before we leave. People Fasca gonna sleep, you know, man. Me I tell you, all right. He wasn't biased Owen say. First car, you know, first car always there. People, first car, you don't know. First car are literally part of BallPreetV family, you know, people. First car management, you see me?
Yeah,
He
man.
said he wasn't by a speed boy still. Everybody a Java man in the Owen. Big up on yourself. People, big up everybody with the there, everybody with there with the Owen. Big up yourself. J.A. Hummingbird is always here. Big up yourself, J. Hummingbird. Big up yourself. Duckland Stennett. Big up yourself, Jaya.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not confident. Big up yourself to everybody with it there. Big up yourself, Jordan Knockins. Big up yourself. Until next time, people. Yes, and big up my panelists. Justin, blessings. Thanks for passing through.
Yeah,
First
man.
guy, I know you
Lace and
guys
boots
see.
again too.
Yeah, I'll lace up your boots again. So, all right,
Yeah,
Justin
man.
will be here, people. But until next time, you don't know it's your boy King. And
When BallPreetV, big them up. Yes, everyone, in case for me, big up BallPreetV. Like, share, subscribe. Boom! I don't know about BallPreetV, we are big up, I don't know. Boom! I want BallPreetV, you don't know what to think. Big up yourself every time. Like, share, and subscribe to BallPreetV.
I will tell them say a BallPreetV. I will tell them thirst is nothing. Zoom in for the diamond them.
Oh,
Image
shit.
is everything. Obey your image. I will make them know. I've seen enough TV before, but I've never seen a TV like this. I've seen enough station before. BallPreetV, the one you top the list. Room. Shizzle for sheezy. I didn't know big enough BallPreetV would be so easy. Kaboom! Room! Sham! Kaboom!